Dear spectators, 10 minutes to go.
Well, a very good morning and welcome to the opening day of competition at the Tashkent Grand Prix. We've got 5 weight categories to bring you, and I'm going to introduce our special man. Here he is, Neil Adams. Morning. No, yeah. Good afternoon, Neil.
It's afternoon, isn't it?
Or is it?
Not morning. Almost.
Almost. I say special man because Neil has been giving some impromptu training sessions to some of the referees, and I'm not talking about refereeing either. They fancied having a go at a workout in the gym. Chose the wrong man.
It was all good stuff, all part of the education.
We're gonna see how fit our referees are this morning. They'll probably be struggling to make it on the mat. Anyway, before we get to that, we're going to take a look at the 5 weight categories that we've got to bring you today. 2 men's weight categories, 3 women's weight categories. It's the under 60 and under 66 kilo category for men, the under 48, 52 and 57 kilo weight categories for women. We'll take a look at the top 4 seeds in each of those weight categories, and then we'll throw in a name or two if we can find them, because the numbers aren't that big, to be honest. Yeah.
No, they're not. I mean, last week was slightly more, weren't there, and also slightly higher seeds. But I mean, it should still be a good competition, because we've got obviously a lot of fighters going for points. They've never been in Grand Prix or Grand Slam tournaments before, and so going for world ranking points, and so we should see some interesting matchups and matches that we haven't already seen.
And in each of the weight categories, we've got either an Olympic medalist or a world champion or something. So there's always something going to be in there. Right, let's take a look at the top 4 seeds. First of all, in the under 60 kilo category. Mukhriddin Telelov of Uzbekistan is the number 1 seed in the under 60 kilo category. The number 2 seed is his teammate Sharafuddin Lutfilayev. The number 3 seed is Islam Yashuev of Russia. And the number 4 seed is Shukrob Bokiev of Tajikistan. Right, who have we got in there in the mix, if you like? The other couple of names that we might be looking at. Vugar Shirinli of Azerbaijan. I'm not sure if some of you at home have heard of him or seen him around, but there's a good reason why we're still, after all these years, having a look at him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's one that's caused upsets, and probably the last one to beat Nomura, the great Nomura, 3-time Olympic champion, and he beat him by 2 wazaras the last time they met, which I think sent him into retirement. But so Shirinli in there still, and probably got a chance of causing an upset here and there, though he is a little bit inconsistent with his performance, but we'll see.
16 years old. He was 16 years old when he threw Nomura twice for Wazari at the Baku Grand Prix. That was quite some time ago. It was a Grand Prix then, rather than a Grand Slam now. But we'll see how he gets on. Yeah. Got another name in there as well, Artyom Arshansky, Israeli.
Well, yeah, Arshansky again, he could cause an upset, so he's just thrown into the mix. I think the interesting thing about this particular Grand Prix tournament, though, is that we see some interesting matchups between the Uzbeks and there's some kind of different kind of judo here performed. So I'm quite looking forward to those matchups. Uzbekistan, of course, are going to be strong in there. Russia as well.
Okay, in the under 66 kilo category, Baruch Shmailov of Israel is the number 1 seed. Number 2 seed is Dovdon Altansuk of Mongolia. Number 3 seed is Dmitry Minkov of Belarus, and the number 4 seed is Andras Yereb of Slovenia. The name that we're thrown into the mix there is another Mongolian, Ganbold Kurlan. I think he's a good boy.
Well, absolutely. I mean, he's been out to a lot of the Grand Prix, Grand Slams, and consistently winning medals, so he'll be out there, and he'll cause an upset, I'm sure.
Okay, in the under 48 kilo category, the number 1 seed is Munkbat Urantsetseg of Mongolia. The number 2 seed is Milica Nikolic of Serbia. The number 3 seed is Noah Minska of Israel. And the number 4 seed is her teammate, Shira Rishoni. Into the mix there, we're going to throw Chernovitsky-Eva, who didn't have the best of World Championships.
She hasn't had the best of form of late, has she? But, you know, you can never write her off. She's one of the toughest in the category. And that is quite a tough little category, actually. Under 48 kilograms, probably the toughest on paper. So, you know, that'll be interesting to see how that works out. For me, Munkbat is the absolute favourite.
Okay, the under 52 kilo category. Number 1 seed, Charlene Van Snick of Belgium. The number 2 seed is Ariel Bezalel of Israel. The number 3 seed is Agata Perink of Poland. And her teammate, Karolina Pienkowska, is the number 4 seed. Into the mix there, we're going to throw the name Adia Sambu Solman, another Mongolian, this time in the women's weight category, 52. She's sandwiched between Munkbat, who's been very successful at 48, and at under 57, Dortzer and Sumia. So maybe now's the time to see something from Adia Sambu Solman.
Well, I mean, the Mongolians have sent quite a strong team here, haven't they? So it'll be interesting to see. And they've sent her out there for a reason. And, you know, she just might be the one to upset the apple cart in that category. Van Snick also struggling just to find the kind of form that won her Olympic and world medals. So we'll see the way that it comes out. Israel, of course, have sent their strong squad out here as well. So they're here for world ranking points.
Yeah, I like the little young Israeli girl, Ariel Bezalel. She's got lots of spirit, and let's hope that she manages to make some progress in the weight category today. It'd be nice to see her, you know, 2, 3, 4 fights into the day, see how she gets on. Speaking of Israel, the number 1 seed in the under 57 kilo category is also from Israel, Timna Nelson Levy. The number 2 seed is Zivara Nishembayeva of Kazakhstan. The number 3 seed is Leng Po-sum of Hong Kong. And the number 4 seed is Katja Kaiser of Slovenia. Into the mix, Sabrina Filzmerzer of Austria. Still going strong.
We're not going to mention her age, no, we said that, but she is still going strong and still there around about, and every tournament she's there for a reason. She's on another Olympic cycle, so, you know, hopefully she can keep it going right the way through.
Now, you at home can choose whichever mat you want to watch. We have 2 mats here today. We're going to start by looking at the contests on mat number 1. Now, there are 3 little buttons that you can click. If you click on mat number 1, you'll just get mat 1. If you click on mat 2, then you'll get mat 2. If you click on the little icon that looks like a microphone, then you'll get Neil and myself. And wherever we go, you'll just stick with us and follow us. We're going to start with the contests on mat number 1. The opening contest there is in the under 66 kilo category, and it features Abdul Fahim Fazli of Afghanistan. His opponent is Kojiakbar Olimov of Uzbekistan. It'll be Fazli in the white judogi, Olimov in blue, and as I say, you can choose whichever of those mats you want to watch, but by all means stay with us, click on the commentated channel, and as we move you will stay with us. Okay, let's go down to mat number 1. We'll see the first of the contest there. Sit back and enjoy the action. We're just waiting for the 2 fighters to be introduced. Georgie, our stadium announcer, has done the job, and this is day 1 opening contest, and there is not a free seat.
No, it's absolutely
behind the two mats. There's a little, you know, room around the rest of the venue, but this is day 1.
Well, it's day 1, and it's not even the weekend.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Goodness knows what it's going to be like. So, judo very, very popular here, and a lot of supporters. They were actually, as we were coming into the stadium, there was a lot of people. We had to fight our way through them. Brilliant, yeah, great to see. Should add for a really good atmosphere, that's for sure. Here we go.
The referee in the middle for this one is Andres Cabero of Guatemala. Fazli in the white judogi, Olimov in blue. It's not the warmest venue I've ever been in.
No, it isn't. But I think we'll have to keep moving. Well, we did see last week some really good transitions from standing down to ground, and the referees were ordered to give more time, anything progressive and positive in nature, and then they let it build. So we've already got an Ippon here, and well, that's Fazali is really short-lived, isn't it? His time out here in this Grand Prix tournament, because that first round match, very important, of course. Olimov of Uzbekistan gets a shimiwaza, finishes the contest off.
Yeah, Fazli continuing to indicate that he felt that it was
across the face.
Across the face. We were talking about this last week, weren't we?
Well, one of the problems, of course, is that if it goes, people can dive just across the face, and if it goes directly across the nose, you know, sometimes it's a mate. Sometimes they submit from it, you know, which it doesn't seem right to me. Maybe a penalty given if it's done on purpose, but who knows? Well, anyway, first shimiwaza up to Olimov, and it's all over for Fazli. We've
got the opening round of the under 48 kilo category now. We just had that one contest in the 66 kilo category. We've got Mukadas Kubieva of Uzbekistan on the mat at the moment. She's up against Anastasia Pavlenko of Russia. She was on the same flight with me, and we had a little bit of a chat on the way in. That's Anastasia Pavlenko in the blue judogi.
Well, I think it's important just to point out that we might be just shooting from one mat to another, especially in this first round, because there's one or two odd matches in different categories, so we might be shooting around just to try and find you some interesting matchups. So Pavlenko, she's the one that's initiating the grips and trying to get the big right arm over the top. One Shido on the board though to Pavlenko. So one Shido each now. Kubeva gets one. That's going to be a score. Wazari scored. Pavlenko directly into the hold down as well. So a nice Wazari that was. Dropped Cianagi. Not sure whether we're going to see the techniques again. Right arm of Kubeva coming over the top now. Both looking for the same thing. So replays, it doesn't look like, certainly for the morning sessions anyway, we might not get the replays. We'll try and see if we can shake them up just a little bit to see if we can get some of the replays to have a look at some of the good techniques. Certainly for the final block when we start. 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock?
5.
5 o'clock local time here. We are 4 hours ahead than the UK, so that'll give you, it's 1 o'clock, the final block, UK time.
Anastasia Pavlenko is number 7 on the list for the Russians. Above her there is Irina Dolgova, Maria Pedzeskaya, Sabina Gilyazova, Natalia Komova, and Lilia Kiselyeva, and Kristina Rumyantseva. So, you know, she's right down there.
Yeah.
Right down there.
Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, sometimes how they make their selections for it and for what reasons. It'd be nice to ask. don't think they'd tell us.
23 years old, so it's not as though she's, you know, a junior just making her way and they thought they'll give her a run out. At 23, you have, you know what you've done and you know where you've been. And my thinking on Pavlenka being here is, I don't know, it must be some kind of goodwill mission, you know, send some Russians out and everything, because she's been knocked out in the first round of her last 5 competitions. 5 in a row, first round knockouts, all of them.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I mean, normally the Russians, you know, obviously they send pretty solid teams out. Pretty much the same as countries like Mongolia and things like that. But they must have seen something in her. She's 2 Wazaris up now.
Yeah, he's knocking her around. Pavlenka's knocking Kubieva around. When you look, however, at who she's lost to, Alexandra Pop of Romania, Cristina Budescu from Moldova. She's not a bad girl, Budescu. Jeongbo Kyung of the Republic of Korea, top drawer. Okay, we can leave out Kelsey Perfan. That was an aberration at the European Open in Sofia. Milica Nikolic, who's the number 2 seed here, and Melanie Clement from France. And she's had those losses at the Under-23 European Championships in Tel Aviv last year, Tokyo Grand Slam, European Open in Sofia, Grand Prix in Düsseldorf, and the Grand Prix in Tbilisi. So, you know, they've been sending her to big events.
Well, she says this is going to be different, she said.
Yeah. When I spoke to her, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to mess
Only
around.
one way now, and that's up. So a little bit of a problem with a bit of blood, and she has to leave the mat. Just having a quick look up there, and same thing happened actually. We're just looking on mat 2, and there's a match going on there. Shimiwaza again going across the face.
Frank Wolf is the referee in the middle. He is one of the best on the circuit. He's Frank. He was in the gym yesterday, wasn't he?
He was. It was one of the referees that was. We were just doing some Uchikomi.
There's no secrets there, mate.
No.
All the information will come out.
It's good. We were talking about how important it is that the referees and some of the former, experienced players, of course, do some some dojo sessions and some, actual mat sessions that it's just so important for them to be able to feel the kumikata and the gripping and the different possibilities that can happen. They seem to think it was a good idea, so it's going to happen anyway.
Credit to them. Last few seconds then. 2 scores on the board for Pavlenka. She's picked up a single Shido.
Well, she's dominated this all the way through. She has 2 good scores, and Kubieva just didn't get near her.
Quick look at the clock there as well from the Russian. Not the strongest of efforts right at the end, but she had 2 scores on the board, and that'll be enough to take her into round 2. Now it could be that because the numbers aren't that big, round 2 will actually be
the quarterfinals.
The quarterfinal.
It is the quarterfinals. Absolutely.
Okay, so we have had, was that the first of the 48 kilo category contest? It was. So Pavlenka will face Munkpat Urentsetsig. So you can see the girl's dilemma.
It's a little bit of a problem.
Because the likelihood is, she's coming up against the number 1 seed, the former world champion. This could be a knockout here. If she doesn't win the next one, that'll be real trouble. So let's hope for her sake that she ends up taking a medal here, and that will just ease back into it, because she's got a tricky record. Right, on map 1 at the moment, Shira Rishoni of Israel faces Nodira Gulova of Uzbekistan. It'll be Rishoni in the white judogi, Gulova in blue.
Well, Rishoni is one of the most consistent in the category.
Yeah, she's a handful.
She really is. Right to right, extreme right, saying that, and she went straight left there, didn't she, Gulova?
They always do that to you, don't they?
Well, just because they're holding right doesn't mean they're going to just attack right, of course. You know, sometimes it means going opposite. And I don't mean just to the opposite flank, sometimes going completely opposite with the attack. Very aggressive Rishoni. But it's some Israeli team, isn't it? It really is. They've got a good group training together. A lot of success with this Israeli team. Shani, who is a dear friend, but he's done well with it. He really has.
Is his daughter competing now, or is it just
so, yeah.
Same name?
That was a score there. I thought that Galova there got a score for that. Rishoni went over, and I think that he's going to be overruled. Is he going to be overruled? They had a quick look. I know Top Table just had a quick look at it, but very lucky to get away with that there. Dropped down to Cianegi, and Galova nearly scored. Yep, I think his daughter is, isn't she? She is actually
seen her name around.
Yeah. Well, now Rishoni has to do something because just a little bit behind on the attacks here. Hard to get going sometimes, and we saw it last week when we were in Zagreb, and some of the athletes finding it difficult in the early stages and then warmed in. But the problem with that, of course, is that you can't always warm in. If you lose your first fight, it's all over.
Yes, it's a matter of taste, isn't it, for some fighters, whether they have a first contest or they like a bye. So some fighters have said, no, I want to have an opening contest.
It is. It's part of the warm-up. But the thing is, that's why the warm-up is so important, because you need at least the equivalent of a fight in the warm-up area. And Rishoni did a really poor attack here. And we need to see that.
Second one.
Yeah, it is the second one, and the referee just letting it go. So important that, you know, they realise that they've got to get full rotation, have to break balance, can't just drop on your hands and knees. Well, Rishoni getting away with murder here in this contest. Good old contest there, and a good opener for Rishoni. I'm sure she thought it was going to be a little bit more comfortable than this. Remember that if you lose before the quarter-final stage, then you're out of the competition. You have to get through to the quarter-final to qualify for any medal chance. Well, neither one of them looks like they're going to throw the other one. Another drop by Rishoni, just drops on her hands and knees here. Really surprised that the referee, Top Table, haven't stepped in. Now they have. Rishoni gets the Shido. Could have been two though by now. Struggling, Sheldon.
Yeah, there's just something not working for her today. This is not, you know, the Rishoni that we normally see. She's hasn't been effective in any of her Nagewaza.
She certainly hasn't. Now the referee's been pulled up for something.
Decided against whatever it was they were looking at. So still the single Shido against Rashoni. Another slip here, and that would be it. It was a little Makikomi effort, but Gulova manages to block without too much trouble.
Yeah, definitely one more slip and it will all be over. It means that she has a chance still to pull it back. Of course, there is discussion as to whether that should be the case. There's so many golden scores now, of course, at the moment. Should we go into golden score completely penalty free? It's one of the questions being asked at the moment. Be interested to hear what some of the people out there think. Got to do something about the golden score, that's for sure. Well, anybody's match. Trying for the... oh, now then, she went over that time. She was the one initiating, but Rashoni nearly got taken back. Gulova took her backwards. She just managed to turn onto her front. And now Gulova saying that she just got bitten by Rashoni. So could possibly be a second penalty up there for Rashoni.
Yeah.
Rashoni gets the second penalty. She was the one that, well, bit the hand of. They say you can't do that, don't they? Don't bite the hand that
feeds you. Yeah.
Well, that's not a good start for Rashoni or Israel. And Gulova goes through.
Now, is that a penalty or is that a hansokumake? A direct hansokumake? Infringement of the rules.
Well,
he's given a shido, so it's two shidos that lose. But if it's a direct hansokumake, he's out of the competition. You see, that's the difference. Shani hasn't come round. Anyway, just tell you very, very quickly that referee in the middle for this one is Ramzadin Saidov of Uzbekistan, 3 times Asian champion, the big man in the middle here. Moscow Grand Slam winner back in 2012, so not that long ago. And here he is standing in the middle, filling out his jacket perfectly.
He does fill that jacket as well, doesn't he? Well, this match, of course, Savinitsky of Hungary against Staden of Great Britain. Watch out for the big Sodisura Kumigoshi from Savinitsky, but like we said in the opening address, not found the form that she's used to. That will be a penalty, I think. Savinitsky just backing out. And
just to tell you that the little Uzbek girl, Gulova, just walked past me. I stopped her and had a look. You can still see the teeth marks in her skin.
So it wasn't an accident then, that's for sure. So Kelly Staden of Great Britain here, fighting well. And of course, we have seen the Olympic bronze medalists on devastating form in the past, you know, and so aggressive as well. Staden, though, doing well to stop that Sodisura Kumigoshi. She's obviously seen it in training. They've looked at it, and well, I'm sure she's never really imagined that she was going to fight Savinitsky first fight before she came here, but here she is doing a good job. Savinitsky still a little bit out of sorts here. Well, I'm not sure whether it was Mate just before that started there. I think the referee did. He shouted Mate before that started, although Rosari is given. So I don't quite get that. I don't know why the Mate didn't give it a chance for the transition into ground. Savinitsky then scores. Now looking for the Sodisura Kumigoshi. Takes her off the other side and gets a second Wazari. And the second was Harry taken off. Didn't quite land on her side. Got to land on your side, of course. Well, Seveniski doesn't know quite what happened there. Well, that's one score up for Stadden as well. I don't quite get that one. I thought that was all Seveniski. I really don't understand that. That didn't look correct in any way. It seemed to come off the other shoulder. So one Shido, one score each on the board. That's got to be a score as well. Wazari again, Seveniski this time. Well, now Stadden got to come forwards. For that Sianagi this time. Well, I quite agree. Well, no, he said Mate. He's given a score there for Seveniski, but I thought that she grapevined the leg. My opinion. And they've let it go. So 3 Wazaris on the board there. Seveniski goes out. That's another penalty for her. So she's going to get a second penalty here. 1 minute 17. Still in danger here now of getting a third penalty. If she goes out again, she might lose this. Referees, strict instructions to give Shidos if 2 feet go outside of the area, or if you push somebody out, you get the Shidos. Same as if they're dominating the grips, big lapel grip, dominating the sleeve, not attacking, and the penalty can be yours. You have to attack. If you've got the dominant grip, then you have to attack. So now defending with that sleeve grip, Seveniski. He has to be very careful here that she doesn't walk outside the area. I think Stadden realises that. Well, Stadden gets the other penalty for holding the sleeve low and not attacking. So exactly what I was talking about. There's Sodi again. Is she going to come off the other side? Wow, that looked like exactly the same as the first one, where Stadden gets the score. And I'd like to see that again. Stadden's got to be careful pushing out now. Just making it a little bit too obvious that she's trying to get Seveniski to step out again. A little bit of a difference between backing somebody out, pushing them out. Now Seveniski attacking, last 7 seconds in Newaza. Looks like the seconds are going to tick away. So a win for Seveniski, but I think Stadden did a good job there of containing her. So there's the Sodi Komigosh, the last one that we saw. And we see it again there. This time she didn't take the chance of taking her off the other shoulder. There's the first score, the Uchimata. I thought the referee had said mate. So it did start outside there. You can see quite clearly there. 2 feet going outside. Have a look at the feet now. So the whole thing started outside the area. So the first initial mate was the right one. So now the next matchup, Shamshadin, Kazakhstan here against Roziev of Uzbekistan. Shamshadin is in white. Oh, he went below the belt line there. Definitely below the belt line. So blue for me, Roziev. Immediate Shido for that. Not allowed to touch below the belt line, and that Sianagi attempt there, definitely Roziev went below the belt line. I said there's going to be some interesting matchups. Uzbekistan against the Kazakhstan fighters. Mongolians thrown in there with the Russians as well. So it'll be some interesting kind of styles that we'll see all the way through the day. Nice. Sori sort of Kamigoshi there from Shamshadin. A lot of fights going off the sleeves, actually. A lot of contests. One of the reasons is the slightly different sizings with the jackets now. We've got a lot more material in the jacket. And that's why there's so much domination of the sleeves. But it's got to be positive. When they go in, they've got to go in hard. A little bit of dead end here. These two just cancelling each other out. Big right arm over. Roziev. Got to attack when you do it. Now trying to come round the leg. Just having a look here of the matches that we've got up. Tamelkova of Israel coming up next match in the under 52 kilograms. Katarzyna Zrova of Uzbekistan, her opponent, and Pinkowska of Poland will follow. Oh, that's going to be an Ippon. Ippon. Roziev there. He countered the technique there from the Kazakh fighter there. The Kazakh fighter still on the back there, just trying to get the shimiwaza. Shamshadin didn't realize he'd made such a mistake. Hopefully we've got a replay of that. Tries for the pickup, and well, then you've got to ask yourself, did he get the direction yet? I thought he did the koji. Definitely directed it with his head. Look at the pickup. Shamshadin tries the uranagi. One thing's for sure, absolutely wasn't Shamshadin's score, even if he had have landed. if his opponent lands, it's the one that initiates the technique. So great counter anyway. Well, we're going from one category to another at the moment with these first round matches. It'll all even itself out in the end. So with this next match up here, we've got Tamelkova here against Guderian Zarova of Uzbekistan. Guderian Nazarova is in blue. This then first round match in the under 52 kilograms category. Got the arm. Now can she get the leverage on it? The arm's out straight here. Oh, she gets the submission. Tamelkova of Israel is going to go through to the quarter-final stage. Nice little Juji Gatami there, just to finish this off. You'll probably notice that we'll have a little bit of a different show with the final block. Each individual fight, slightly different approach with Sheldon and I with each of the fights. So next fight up, Pinkowska of Poland in the under 52 kilos category. Abdinodova of Uzbekistan is her opponent, Pinkowska in white. So Sheldon's back from his travels.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that, you know, the situation with Gulova and Rishoni didn't get too out of hand, so to speak.
It definitely was out of hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Good score. Was Ari. Beautiful Ashy was there from Pinkowska.
Did we just see one of the girls from Hong Kong as well? Yeah.
I think
Su Shuki, yeah, against Agata Perenk. It was
on the other map.
Oh, right. Okay.
It.
Yeah. I just bumped into Bundma in the corridor. She's coaching Hong Kong now.
Well, yeah, I thought it was unusual seeing somebody from Hong Kong here.
There are a couple of them. Ling Po Sum, I think, is one of them. She may be 48 kilos. That's what I thought it was in the corridor, but it was someone else. Now 57 she must be then. Don't make a difference.
That's going to be another score there. Pinkowska there, second score with Tominagi, and second was Eri. Now going for the Sangaku, and this is going to be it. She'll tie that off. She'll get the triangle with the legs, just turn the hold down on. Just needs to get her backside up, and then he'll call the offside komi. That's it now, offside komi. Side control as well, so the thing is that the referees have got to call it if it's got side control as well. Call it.
she managed to roll out without any real problem in the end, didn't she?
In the end, she just rolled out as if it was
nothing. And I would have called it.
Yes.
And I said, yeah, okay, I'm good with that. And then she could have done the roll. She didn't need to be encouraged. She just rolled anyway. Wasn't quite as tight as she would have liked it to have been. There was just something missing there.
Well, definitely dominating this contest here, Pinkowska. Two feet out. Abdimejova of Uzbekistan there, just a little bit bad on the edge. Sumigeshi, going to be a score. Directly into the hold down as well. Now she's going to go onto the arm. The arm's out. Goodness me, was that shoulder? Wow, that's going to be it. Is that going to be it? Yes, it is. Juji Gatami did look a little bit dubious there, didn't it? The way that she was applying that at the beginning.
Yeah, when she was moving from one side to the other, she was really tugging at the shoulder as well.
It did look like it.
Right, Pinkowska through to the next round. We've got coming up next then here on mat number 1. Well, it's in the under 52 kilo category. Pinkowska moves into the second round. We've got Adia Sambut Solman of Mongolia. Faces Guldana Almakumbetova of Kazakhstan. It's Adia Sambu in the white judogi, Almukhambetova in blue.
Well, Adia Sambu is one of the ones that we put forward as one of the ones that could cause an upset.
Yeah, how are we doing? Has anybody that we picked gone out yet?
Nobody that we've picked, not yet.
Still early days yet.
So Nitsky of Hungary in the end.
She went through?
3 good scores, yeah, 3 good scores. Just doesn't look quite the fighter that we know she is. But, you know, it is her 3rd Olympic cycle, I think, so.
Yeah. I'll give you the quarter-final lineup for the under 48 kilo category. Munkbat Urentsetseg of Mongolia will face Anastasia Pavlenko of Russia. Nodira Gulova of Uzbekistan will face Chernovitsyeva of Hungary. It'll be Melita Nikolic of Serbia to face Jakonoi Turkmanova of Uzbekistan. And it'll be Noah Minska of Israel to face Maria Pertsiskaya of Russia. That's the quarter-final lineup.
$183 fighters in this tournament, 91 from the men, and one of the first times I've seen it, 92 from the ladies. They just beat the men.
Yeah, I can't remember a Grand Prix with a higher entry for the women than the men.
Me neither. No, that's why when he said it. Actually, when Daniel Lasko said it, he said congratulations.
Congratulations,
didn't he?
Yeah.
But it was. It's unusual.
They bought some coffee earlier on. I wonder if they're going to come back.
I'm sure they will.
Some more.
I'm sure they're going to come back. Still no score on the board. 4-minute contest, of course. We're a minute and a half in here. We're talking a little bit earlier about the strong squad from Mongolia, and you've got to imagine, everybody out there, that there's only 3 million people in Mongolia, and they have almost a world-ranked person in every weight category, if not 2 or 3 in certain weight categories. And their national squad, I think, is their national sport, other than Mongolian wrestling. And it's quite remarkable. I was there just a month and a half ago, just to see their cadets, for example, coming through. They won at the Cadet World Championships. They beat Japan in the semi-final of the World Team Championships and won it. So their cadets are coming through as a force, as well as their juniors and their seniors. It's remarkable.
Well, Almakumbetova is giving Adia Sambu a bit of a delay here.
Well, they have been scoring those particular techniques. I'm glad he didn't, but
Yeah.
just they have been scoring them. And they've almost landed on their front. I'm waving to the coffee man for Sheldon here. Well, still no score in this. Almakumbetova fighting well. She's a Shido down though, so Adia Sambu sees the opportunity here. 35 seconds left of normal time. Not normal time, but the first period of 4 minutes.
I can see the coffee boys lurking not too far away from us. Won't be long then. So they make their way down here and give us a warm cup of coffee. Or hot. Warm us up a bit. 13 seconds left to go. Single Shido against Almakumbetova. Adia Sambu Solomon has been slowed up here.
Yeah, she's certainly not having it all her own way, is she? The referee gets it going straight away.
Sorry, straight on there.
Yeah, straight on. No readjustment of the dress or the judogi, just straight on with the fight. So it is actually classed as a continuation of the original 4 minutes.
Yeah, strangely ineffective, Adia Sambu at the moment. Doesn't really look threatening, has she?
No, well, nobody has. Nobody's looked as if they're going to get a big score in any way.
Oh, there you go. Little Yoko Satemi was it to bring Almakumbetova down onto a side for Wazari. Just when we were saying that it didn't look as though anything was going to happen.
Well, it's because we said it that she did it.
And she looked rather disappointed that she hadn't been able to do that earlier. You know, she had the look of, oh, at last, something's worked.
So Adia Sambu goes through to the quarter-final stage in the under 52 kilos category. So I just explained that we were shifting from one fight to another, you know, one category to another, should I say, and the reason being that we're just trying to get the early stragglers, the contests that have the, or the categories that have got extra contests, and we're going to get them sorted out, get through to the second round matches, and then it'll all sort itself out.
Right, 57 kilo category. We've got our first of the contests in the under 57 kilo category. Amangul Alanazarova of Uzbekistan faces Aigarim Abilkadirova of Kazakhstan. It'll be Alanazarova in the white judogi, Abilkadirova in blue. Yeah, I was going to struggle with those, but it ended up being okay, didn't it? You know. But at first, so I thought, hang on a minute, here we go. They brought us some nice little cookies and stuff, but we can't obviously can't eat whilst we're broadcasting, but they've been sitting there for the last 45 minutes, and I'm
killing you, isn't it?
Yeah. Although I did have a quick bite of one of my colleagues. He's sitting to our left. I took some of his biscuits, and they tasted like Farley's rusks or something. So I think I'll give those a miss. I'm eyeing up the meringue, maybe. No score yet.
So they're quite bad on the edge, these two. Abdulkadirova definitely dominating the grip at the moment. Got the sleeve, has the lapel, got to use it. Might as well stay in the middle while they do it. They're going to get a penalty apiece here any second now. Not doing anything positive. So left against right. Alanzadorova of Uzbekistan, right-handed. Abkaldirova is left. Well, nobody has just gripped up here and looked as if they're going to do any kind of big technique for a big score. And the reason I'm saying this now is that every time I do say it, somebody comes in for a big technique and scores. So I'm hoping there's a direct line there through to the mat. Well, almost looks like Randuri out there. Now tries for the arm lock. Tried the Tomai first and then into the arm lock. Abdulkadirova tried it. Didn't quite pay off. I thought 2 feet went out there. Well, just looking at the crowd, they're absolutely packed already, and we're only just in. We've only just started. It's not a weekend, so a lot of people there waiting for some action to start.
Well, I think most of them are looking to see Tilolov and Lutfilayev, I think, in the under 60 kilo category. He's always given incredible entertainment, Lutfilayev. There is no Diorbek Urazboyev, the Olympic medalist. That would have helped.
That would have really set them alight, wouldn't it? But great support when their own fighters come out. So looking forward to that.
4 penalties already.
Yeah.
Two apiece.
Well, kind of surprised, because I mean neither one of them were. I'm surprised that they, one of them hasn't gone yet, because neither one of them actually attacking full on.
An untidy contest, I'm afraid. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I suspect one's going to get an extra penalty any second now.
It's that awkward, extreme stance. One shaping up to go on the right and the other to the left, and as a result of that, they both cancel each other out.
So last chance then for either one of these fighters. Abdulkadirova needs to attack. Alanzadorova needs to attack as well. They both need to just take a chance. Took a chance there. With that little
Kosoda, yeah. Right, go through with it, They're not going to get long here. Another little stab at it would make the other passive. She's clever.
Well, now starting to liven up a bit. I think the coach must have said something to them. But they need a score. Any score here will finish this off. They really are cancelling each other out, these two.
Just on the edge of that shot there, you can see Munkbatar Bundmar, the coach, in the coach's chair, just behind that, the bank sign. She's just not standing up on her feet now. She hasn't quite got used to sitting in the coach's chair. Former Mongolian fighter under 52 kilos, now coaching in Hong Kong.
It takes some adapting, it really does. Now, was that a score? Not quite. Still Okada there, who's refereeing and officiating this match. Doesn't give any score, so still the match goes on. 1 minute 49 into golden score. Alan Azarova in white. Probably just behind on attacks here. Well, surely somebody's got to go soon. I mean, they're not attacking. I mean, in theory, what would happen if neither one of them attacked?
The theory would be awful to contemplate.
Yeah, it has been talked about, of course. Well, any score, any penalty will decide this match.
He's given them plenty of time, really has.
Well, I was going to say to you now, why don't we just move to mat number 2. We've got Dovdon just about to come on, I think. Oh, it's Borowska first of all. So, not sure whether you want to just have a look at Borowska. Here we are, Borowska here against Hajeva of Uzbekistan.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea, given that Abil Kadyrova was just given that contest. Her opponent picked up another penalty, and it was the Kazakh fighter who came away with the win. So we're watching Anna Borowska of Poland. She's up against Kumush Hodiaeva of Uzbekistan. Borowska in the white judogi, Hodiaeva in blue. And the referee just, Vladimir Nutsubidze, just telling the Polish coach there to coach. Yeah, only during the mate. That's Marian Talaj. Talaj just slightly over-enthusiastic with his coaching.
He's a great character, you know, Talaj, but he was an Olympic bronze medalist in 1976, 63 kilograms, and then I fought him in 1979 in the quarter-final of the World Championships, and yeah, real handful. But that was at 71 kilograms.
Nice score there.
Yeah,
from
Borowska straight into the hold down. That's a transition there, good transition right into the hold down. And he said to me yesterday, actually, Marian Talaj, he said, the team, I've come back and I'm taking over the women's team and they've improved a lot. I said, yes, they have, definitely. Well, she got out the hold down, but Borowska, though, still gets a score for it. 2 Wazaris on the board.
Borowska happy just to stay in the middle there, let Hodjaeva try and find her range, and again just a little push with the hips and just yeah, standing up nice and strong. Took a bit of a whack to the shin there though. Hodjaeva picked up a penalty for that kick to the shin there. Slightly over enthusiastic with the attempted ashi was it. Borowska looking to go left-sided with the Morote Seoinage, but it doesn't catch Hodjaeva on this occasion. Into the last minute. 2 penalties picked up by Hodjaeva, but she's also given up the 2 scores. Not sure which one is more threatening. Another penalty, and that will be the end of it. Well, Borowska coming up with another throw. The only thing that will finish it is an ippon. Odd seconds left to go. No real threat from Hodjaeva up to this point. Borowska looking comfortable. And she on the brink of moving into the second round. In that second round, Borowska will face Leng Pu Sam of Hong Kong. Well, we're going to get to see the under 66 kilo category now. Dovdon Altansuk of Mongolia faces Orkan Haji Agali of Azerbaijan. Dovdon in the white judogi, Haji Aghali in blue. Dovdon and Haji Aghali had byes into round 2, so this is the first time that either of them have been on the mat. There's a little stab there at some Sutemiwaza, but it doesn't come off. I think there's a second Mongolian in the under 66 kilo category as well, Ganbol Kurlan. He's in the other half of the draw, so Dovdon won't have to worry about him. No score yet. 2:40 odd left to go. I'm not sure why it's stuck on 2:45.
Yeah, I wonder if they know that.
Yes, it's going now. It was, however, for a few seconds. Doesn't matter. Now to be done about it now, Chuck.
It's a right northern accent.
Well, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. For all my pals from up north who might be listening in, like. 2:20 odd left to go. Still no score yet. Dovdon hasn't looked as threatening as he has on previous occasions.
Well, I think, as we pointed out, there's quite a few, isn't there, that are not looking quite as sharp as we have seen them. But he can pull it out, can Dovdon. Israeli there, just managing to avoid the major score. Able to grab the leg because they're both in Newaza. Dovdon trying to just dig in there for the Sangaku. It's Moser of Austria just through in her first round match.
Not surprisingly, winning that in Newaza.
Well, yes, it has a nice little turn in Newaza. Just turned for the Ippon.
See, he turns completely there, does Dovdon. He gets right in, gets low, but there's zero power. You know, there's nothing to launch. Yeah, he hasn't set Haji Agali up in a way that Haji Agali's moving onto him to come onto that throw. So when Neil talks about Kazushian movement, you know, Dovdon didn't give us any of that. Hasn't turned out too badly for him, but because despite the fact that you've lost a picture, or you may have may be struggling to see it, Dovdon finished him off in Newaza, so we may...
Real quick turnover there. It was double lapel turn, straight into the hold down.
Let's go down to mat number 1. The reason we're going down to mat number 1 is because we're having a bit of a problem with the camera on mat number 2, so let's have a look at Baruch Shmailov of Israel, and why not? He's the number 1 seed in the under 66 kilo category. We had a look at Dovdon, the number 2 seed, or Dovon, as I've got his name written down here. That was my mistake. Dovdon Altansuk has gone through to the quarterfinal. Baruch Shmailov of Israel is looking to do the same thing here. He's on mat number 1 at the moment in his second round contest. He too was the beneficiary of a bye in round 1.
Well, like you said, this takes them straight through to the quarter-final stages.
And now it's Alexander Kuryakovsky of Russia to face Shmailov. Sabrina Filzmers is walking out with Marko Špitka. Big smile on his face and a equally large smile on hers.
Oh, that's going to be an Ippon.
Yeah.
Now, I just stole that from nowhere. It was very close to the very close to the floor there. And the Russian, well, says, I don't quite know where that came from. Very, very low, but Shmailov manages to turn what was seemed quite casual at the beginning there, and he turned it against him. Shmailov getting the Ippon. Lands completely on his back there. Surprised the Russian, and he's out.
Shmailov into the quarterfinal then. Right, who have we got coming up now? We can stay here, or yeah, why not? Let's stay here then. Artur Tur of Kyrgyzstan faces Hojiakbar Olimov. We saw Olimov in the opening contest, didn't we?
We did.
We
saw him.
On them up first. So, Tur in the white judogi, Olimov in blue.
That shimmy was and might be on there. Olimov, has he got it? Can he get the leverage? I think he's going to tap out of that. That looks to me like it might be on. It's underneath the neck, so it's going to go on. Wow, he just managed to hold off there. I thought that was it. He did very, very well to hold that off. Tate needs to try and get that back now. Drop Sianagi this time, Olimov. Certainly dominating the sleeve, Olimov, but has to do an attack off it. Can't just dominate the sleeve, got to go in. Sianagi, and Olimov attacking all over the place here. Well, Tay got to try and pull this back, just behind on the attacks. Still no score on the board though. Both attacking with the same technique, actually. Five weight categories today, 2 in the men and 3 in the ladies. All the lighter weight categories, 48, 52 and 57 kilos for the ladies, and 2 weight categories for the men, 60s and 66s. 4 categories tomorrow, and then another 5 on the final day. Of course, we have an extra tournament, IBSA tournament, which is the visually impaired day that's going to happen on Monday, so that will be live streamed as well, and we'll be able to see all the action there, and I'll be commentating that one as well. 13 weight categories, about 150 people, I think, will be fighting in that tournament. First time actually that they've had an IBSA tournament in conjunction with a normal Grand Prix Grand Slam. Still no score on the board. No penalty and no score, which means that they're attacking within the allotted time, but not one of the attacks has actually managed to score on the opponent.
İkinci tatamide O'zbekistonlik Sardor Nurillayev g'alaba qozondi.
Well, no rotation that time for that Sianagi.
Second round for men under 66 kilo, tatami 2. In white for Belarus, Dmitry Minko. In blue for Kazakhstan.
We're both looking for the same technique, actually. Massive ippon there on the map 2. And Coup of Belarus just winning over Milenin of Kazakhstan. Well, this contest was all over, and it looks like it was a win for White there after the winner. Andrei Zherov next up here against Kantiev of Kazakhstan. Well, Van Gansbeek of Belgium just about to come out against Sarakonov of Tajikistan. That's just about to happen on the other map. This one though, Zherov of Slovenia, Katinev of Kazakhstan is in blue.
Second round for men under 66 kilo, tatami 1. In white for Slovenia, Andras Yerev. In blue for Kazakhstan, Mirjan Kaltayev.
Both on the sleeves, so something's got to happen. You've got to attack from it. Not just pin the sleeves down. Oh, now Wazari. Good Wazari. Right the way underneath there. And Kantiev opens up the account. Well, I said you had to do something off the sleeves. That's exactly what he did. Right arm there with Kantiev. But actually what he wants is that inside grip. Cross gripping, but got to attack immediately once you get the cross grip, and he cross grip there, paid the price. Well, again, onto the sleeves. Got to attack.
The next contest on tatami 2 is quarterfinal for women under 48 kilo.
Well, he's got to come forwards now, Kantiev. He knows he needs to score halfway through the contest.
In blue judo for Uzbekistan, Jahronoy Turkmanova.
Well, Jereb now has to get back on the pace because he is a score behind. Sorry, he's a score ahead, but he's an attack behind now, if not a couple. Well, is he looking for the turnover? Didn't quite have the upper part of the body under control there. I'm just gripping now to avoid Jereb. Kouchi, that's another Wazari scored. That was a nice opportune no-handed Kouchi there. Nice though. Just managed to hook inside the leg there, just pulled it through. Now can he get that leg out? Be in trouble here, Jereb.
How's he getting on then?
Well, number 4 seed is just winning through. He got a couple of good scores. The last Kouchi, definitely nice little score, no-handed, and just hooked on the inside, pulled the leg through, got the score. So just very comfortable here and just working his way past Keltiev. 9 seconds left in this contest.
We've already got some quarterfinals coming up. Following the Noah Minsker-Maria Pertitskaya contest on mat number 2, we're going to have Sharafuddin Lutfilayev up. That should get the crowd going.
We have Killen Gambold just about to come on, under 66 kilograms. Next matchup after this one. Jereb, the winner, 2 scores. Very proper coming out here, Gambold. Didn't come in as a seed, but certainly one that can upset the apple cart here. Kevin Gambold. That's going to be a score, is it? I thought he landed on his side there. The referee was right on it though. I think we're going to see a score, big major score any second now here. Gambold just dominating the grips here. Kubov of Uzbekistan just finding it a little bit difficult against the experienced Mongolian. Look how he uses the kumikata to great effect here, the Mongolian. Uchimata! Beautiful Uchimata. Well, that was a score for me, but I thought that just about got the Wazari there. Did he land on his side? Well, they're having a little look at it, video referee-wise, and I just certainly from my angle, it looked like he did land. Let's have a look. Uchimata. The arm was pulled in.
Second push, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And, well, he got it. So my initial first feeling about it, but watch for the change of direction there. Gambold just dangerous all the time. Now deciding that he's got to attack, of course, and that's going to be another score. Wazari scored. Well, again, I thought he just did enough there to tip him over. I thought that that was a good counter by Gambold. So no score given. But like I say, we're going to see another score, I'm sure of it. 1 minute 28 still to go. Machikabov has to do something. Big Sasai Surikomiyashi. Great attempt there from the Uzbek fighter. So a good match. Both trying to throw.
Gambold was one of the names that we mentioned this morning, in addition to the top 4 seeds, Shmailov, Dovdon, Minkov and Yereb. Fedziskai has picked up and Sakumake. No, they haven't.
Yeah, well, he's got to pick it up now, Gambold, because he's just fallen behind. Now an Uchimata. Into the last minute.
It's got that kind of cruise movement about him. Wazari, cruise, you know, that kind of thing.
He's got nice movement, he really has.
Just doesn't want to mess it up now by picking up another penalty with 30 seconds left to go and then putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. Gave him a bit of a push there, didn't he?
I think he did. I think they've got to penalise the Shido for the Mongolian.
Yep, there you go. Yep. Push out.
They've got to know that they can't do it. They have to. And that little bit of pressure is already on him now. That's exactly what you were talking about.
And he brought it on himself.
Yeah, no, he did, absolutely. Didn't need to do it, didn't need to push out. Six seconds left of this contest. Gambold is going to go through, I think. That's going to be another score. Yeah. Nice Wazari, that one.
Right.
If not a Nippon, actually. Yeah.
I've been warmer at different
We're
venues.
Both of us standing up here, just trying to keep warm and move around a little bit.
On the first day that we arrived, it was quite warm in Tashkent. all of a sudden it's taken on the air of winter. Not really winter, I'm being a bit of a wimp, but you know, could be warmer.
Yes, it could.
Right, Ganbold into the quarterfinal on the back of those two scores. But coming up now, Mukbat Urantsetseg of Mongolia. She faces Anastasia Pavlenko of Russia. It's Mukbat in the white judogi, Pavlenko in blue. On the adjoining mat, Noah Minska and Maria Pedzeskaya are already nearly 2 minutes into their golden score period. And they're quarter-final in the under 48 kilo category. But this is the first of the quarter-finals in the under 48 kilo category in this half of the draw. Mukbat in the white judogi, Pavlenka in blue. Tough ask for the Russian. And we were talking earlier on about the unfortunate draws that she's had going out in round 1 or round 2. At least she's made it to the quarter-final here, because in the event that she does lose this one, the money is on Mukbat, but in the event that Pavlenka does lose this one, at least she'll have a chance to come back in the repechage and maybe still be on the podium. Both fighters pick up penalties for avoiding to take a grip.
Yeah, it's a tough first round match, this, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say.
It's the transition, of course, Mukbat, that puts her apart from the other 48 kilo fighters for me. Because as soon as it goes down to ground, not only does she hunt, but also she has so much success with it. Now watch, she'll dig in all the time. Every time they go down there, she'll fight for the newaza.
See, there's a moment when Pavlenka thinks that it's over, that they're going to get up. That's the point where Mukbat is still setting things up, and this is the result of that.
Well, and here she goes again. So she knows what she's going after now. Now she's onto the arm, and now the Russian is in all sorts of problems here. So it's gone outside. The referee will let it go because it's building. It's still building.
Now he can. He's going to call the mate. Yeah.
But she was in danger right from the very beginning there, and letting her build. You know, and you cannot let somebody like Mukbat build.
Well, I wonder where Pavlenka is going to conduct the rest of the contest from, because every time she attacks, my money will be somewhere near the edge.
In the changing rooms.
And Mukbat's doing the right thing. Look at where she's standing, absolutely in the middle of
to get on with
the mat. Sorry. Yeah, she's just been that little bit careful now, isn't she?
Well, a second penalty up there now that puts her under pressure. It's just over halfway the contest. More newaza now. This is it. Watch this onto the Sangaku. This will turn into the... She'll wrap the arm up.
Yeah, there it is.
And then she'll turn into the hold down. There's the hold down.
Anytime you're ready.
That definitely outside Kami, I think.
Yeah. Thanks for joining the party.
Yeah. But so, I mean, it was always in danger. But, I mean, like I say, that's what sets her apart, certainly in the under 48 kilos category, because... You know, she's always looking for the newaza.
Woo!
Wow, Togata. I don't know what
right at the death there.
Definite score, though.
Yeah.
Wazari scored.
She's going again now.
Well, and
this is going to be...
this time.
This is worse. Yeah. She had to tap out. Yeah.
She's tapped out.
Yeah.
And the reason is, of course, onto the arm. The arm was under pressure right from the off as soon as she started the roll. A bit of a groundwork lesson there from Mukbat of Mongolia.
It was putting it mildly.
Well, it just goes to show that you do need a good mix of standing to ground, and Mukbat wins so many contests with her transition into groundwork.
got a real working over there, didn't she, Pavlenka?
Well, it puts Monk back into the first semi-final match.
Let's go, quickly down to mat number 2, just before you jump in there with that, because we want to have a look at Sharafuddin Lutfilayev of Uzbekistan. He's up against... we haven't got the full name here. I'm going to have to click on something else here to have a good look at that. Right, Lutfilayev and Sharatov are doing battle here. Oh, he's not hanging around, is he?
Right, it was always going to be like this. I mean, the crowd just suddenly picked up, didn't they? So, excitement in the crowd. Lutfilayev, of course, just so exciting, always.
Yeah, Abelaikan Sharatov of Kazakhstan, Sharafuddin Lutfilayev of Uzbekistan. This will warm the place up, won't it? One of their heroes.
Well, just looking now, Lutfilayev. I'm looking for his world ranking, but not on the top 10 at the moment.
No.
Lutfilayev.
I think he's down there at 22 or 24, something like that. 22 or 24, just outside the top 20. Had a bit of a break after the Olympic Games. Not that he went, but it was Diobek Uruzboyev.
That was interesting because he just did a second follow through. We were talking, weren't we, about we were talking to Mr. Jun about how he would, what would he change if he changed anything. He said, well, I'd have it that you could take the leg with a combination technique, not as a direct technique. Oh, look at that! Oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it? He changed that. Uses the Ashiwaza there and the Tewaza as well to finish that one, get a score. And well, we were just saying then, Lutfilayev then, he did an attack, didn't go below the belt line, but used the other hand on the midsection to pull it in. So a lot of these fighters just making readjustments because they can't touch the legs. Lutfilayev, well, he just pulls them out of nowhere. Watch this one. Oh! And that's going to be a Wazari as well. Uranagi from the front as well. If you're looking for a name for it. That superb technique. There's a few of them that are doing it at the moment, of course. Zantaraya is one of them. A lot of the Mongolians are doing it as well. And the leg assists the Uranagi, but it's Uranagi from the front. Lutfilayev then giving the crowd what they want. 2 Wazaris on the board, 1:48 still to go. We didn't get any rotation there with that Sianagi. Well, Sharatov must be wondering what he can do here without being in danger of getting countered. Remember last year we saw a lot of Kazakh and Uzbek matchups. Azeri were in there as well. The Azerbaijan fighters. Into the last minute here. Just changed the pace a little bit. Lutfilayev takes a look at the scoreboard and thinks, I'll just wait.
Oh, Sharatov has come back with a score.
not only with a score, it's a massive one. It's a big...
Sorry, it was Lutfilayev. I thought...
no, I think it went the other way.
Yeah, I thought he'd gone over there. Yeah.
So Wazari's changed to a Wazari.
Wazari, yeah. I thought I'd seen something.
Well, that's interesting. That livened it up a little bit, didn't it? Well, he's running away now, for sure, Lutfilayev. He'll get a penalty here for doing that. Second penalty up. He can't just run. He's got to stand his ground and he's got to attack. Well, he fell into that, didn't he, Sheretov? Sheretov kind of went for it, and there was a bit of a flick over from Lutfilayev, and Lutfilayev fell into the hold down. It's all over now. All over bar the shouting. So Lutfilayev of Uzbekistan goes through. He'll be fighting in the semi-final, first semi-final in the 60 kilograms.
Right, coming up next then on mat number 2. I've got to do that one as well. Where the names are quite long, you have to look at something else. Yeah, even our stadium announcer was struggling with that one, wasn't he? Right, on mat number 2 now in the under 60 kilo category, quarterfinal, Islam Yashuev of Russia faces Rakhimjon Shubhonov of Uzbekistan. How difficult was it? Got into Georgia, I wonder. It's Yashuev in the white judogi, Shubhonov in blue.
Well, this is by no means the strongest Russian team that they've got out, and you can tell that they've got quite a few that are lowly ranked in Russia. They're out here with a chance of fighting in a major tournament. Somebody's going to go here. Right to right. Each one of them wants that front leg. Tomanagi. So Tomanagi, Ruziev.
Yashuev just coming under sustained attack there from Shubhonov, and that's really what's got him passive. He doesn't have a chance to attack. Shubhonov's been all over him.
the Russian dominating. Well, I think it's just going to be any second now, Yashiev, before he gets a score.
This must be, well, I suppose the numbers aren't that big, so it's not surprising that we've still got everyone in who we said we were going to have in this morning.
It's not, it's just that we're brilliant at what we do.
Chernovitsky, we replaced Chernovitsky, didn't we? Sorry, we replaced Shira Rishoni with Chernovitsky, but that was okay because we had her as a pick. Nikolic is still in there. And the other Israeli also lost out, Noah Minsker.
Yeah, never really started, did it?
Minsker and Rishoni were a bit off this morning. I spoke to Shani about Shira.
And he said?
Well, he was slightly, well, he had Noah Minsker to deal with next. She was on the mat next. And I can understand how he wasn't best pleased to see me hovering around telling him your fighter has just bitten her, and of course he wanted to say no, that can happen sometimes. And you get scratches. There are
not bite marks.
You don't get sunken teeth marks in your hand when it's brushed against there. Of course, fighters can push hands into a mouth, but you don't get the bite mark. You know, the teeth have to close on that hand in order to leave that imprint. And the little girl came past here, Gulova, and I said, "Let me have a look," and it was in there, teeth marks. But that's not Shira Rishoni. No way. Something went completely awry today, and the contest wasn't an attractive one, and nor was the end. So both Israelis are looking at something else to do. Noah Minsker.
Oh, that was close then. Yashiev just right the way underneath for that. Sorry, gosh.
Yeah, Noah Minsker's down in the repechage, but Shira Rishoni is effectively now a warm-up partner.
Well, this is anybody's match, this one. Both going for it. Keeps cross-gripping Yashiev.
Got to go. Can't just take the grip and set up. Almost caught him off the sleeve there, didn't he? Just trapped that. I'm actually not sure if he had the sleeve, maybe. Just looked that way. A single penalty picked up by Yashiev. 48 seconds into golden score.
Now it's going to happen here. Now something. Oh, now then. It didn't quite get him onto his side. Well, they're both out of it here. A minute into golden score. Depends on who wants it most here. Subanov just managing to turn onto his front. Now the urgency. The Russian knows that if he doesn't go forwards here, could get the second penalty. That'll make the difference. He's definitely the one going forwards here, so I suspect that Subanov will get the penalty. Will he? No. Now up to Yashuev to put the attacks in. Well, good attacking stuff from both of these. Sibanov, good attack. The Russian tries to counter. Yoshiev trying to take advantage of it. So that's going to be it. That'll be it. Wazari scored and Yashuev steals it. So Yashuev is going to go through.
Just a little push down, wasn't it?
Just a little tiny redirection there.
Not off balance. Over he goes.
That was definitely it.
The number 2 winner in white for Russia,
So into the semi-final goes Yashuev. And he'll be fighting Filiev of Uzbekistan in that semi-final.
The next quarter-final on mat number 2 is Ariel Bezalel of Israel. She faces Petra Nareks of Slovenia. It's in the under 52 kilo category. Bezalel in the white judogi, Nareks in blue.
Well, Nareks was out there last week in Zagreb. Hard when you're fighting back-to-back tournaments.
She is hard though.
Oh, say that, she's gone over for 10. Well, that was an Ippon scored there, and what a mistake that was. Nareks went in for the Osoto there. Osoto to Osoto, and it's all over.
Well, we were talking about the tough nut that Bezalel is. We spoke about that this morning. There's a nice big sweep with the left leg here. Just whoa. And it's the hands as well on the way down. She makes sure that Nareks doesn't get away with her. Look at the top half of the body here. She wants to put her flat on her back, and there's that pull with the right arm just to make sure that she doesn't lose any of the flat on her back. Happy camper.
Yeah, it was different angle. Well, she almost breakfall, didn't she, when she did it?
Right, who have we got coming up next then? Agata Perenk of Poland faces Igonim Tutikova of Kazakhstan. Perenk in the white judogi, Tutikova in blue. Meanwhile, down on mat number 1, the quarter-final between Bokiev and Shirinli. It's Bokiev who leads by a single score of Wazari. Time is it now? 10-2. We've already got the quarter-finals going on. We'll have semi-finals and then the repechage contests as well. I suspect that we'll be finished here by 1:30. So another 40 minutes and we'll be wrapping it up
for the morning. And I just did point out earlier that we'll have the final block, all the medal matches at 5 o'clock local time. That's a nice hold down there. Polench has the hold. That was a nice bit of groundwork there, and Tutanova couldn't do anything about it. So Kami Shiogutami, Kazure Kami anyway, and just holds her for the Ippon.
Bokiev has just lost this contest, having been leading by Wazari. What on earth did he do wrong then? Another one who's come unstuck.
So some surprises happening here, and now this contest that we've got up. We've got a Van Snick about to come out.
Yeah, Charlene Van Snick of Belgium faces Bettina Temelkova of Israel. Van Snick in the white judogi, Temelkova in blue.
It's on the other mat.
So I thought you wanted to see that one.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It is on the other mat.
Oh. Let's see if we can attract our chief's attention to go over to mat number 1. I think he's engrossed at the moment. No, we are going to go to mat number 1. It'll be Van Snick in the white judogi, Temelkova in blue.
Yeah, Van Snick is trying to find the form, of course, that's took her to so many medals in Grand Prix Grand Slams, World Olympic Games, of course, in London. Olympic bronze medalist in London. Just a little bit off the boil, but she's there. She's one of the most tenacious and one of the most consistent in the under 48 kilos fight, and she's a real fighter. Van Snick in white. Of course, making the transition from 48s to 52 kilograms, probably found it quite difficult to make the transition. Certainly that's going to be a score. That is a score. Well, no score was given by the referee, but I thought it was. Have they changed it? Yes, they have.
It took a little while to get in there. Yeah. It's okay, Shani, don't worry, we'll sort it out, pal. Yeah, I told you we would.
Yeah, there we go. Given to Van Snick, and he's changed it over.
He's excitable today, actually.
Oh, look at that.
Every day.
That was almost into the hole down there. She nearly made a bit of a mistake there, Temelkova.
Right foot just easing out here, but the top half not entirely under control. Having to readjust, and the readjustment brings her back between the legs, and that is our mate there.
And now she's got to come back from behind. I think that's one of the things as well, that we've seen her behind in a lot of matches of late. And she doesn't like coming from behind. She likes to lead.
Almost got turned again.
Yeah, she did. It wasn't far off, was it?
Hasn't learnt a lesson. A weak effort, and you're going to get turned. First thing you've got to do is to make sure that when you attack, your opponent is not countering, they're blocking first. They have to block first. If it's a weak attack, the first thing they do is look to counter.
Must have an Aggie as well.
Not bad.
So just not having it her own way at all, is she, Van Snick? 1 minute to go.
It's a good little effort here from Temelkova. It's not over yet. You just said that there's a minute in there. Wasn't the strongest of efforts there either.
No, well, I mean, you know, a lot of her attacks are not. You know, they come in and they look slightly
laboured.
Yeah, laboured, but and out of sync. But she does manage to have success with it. But look at this, Temelkova here really attacking her in Newaza.
Half a minute.
Yep, 31 seconds to go, and here she comes. Van Snick coming forwards.
So Temi was over on that left side. That didn't come off.
No, well, she nearly got countered herself. Leaving herself open as she comes forwards now.
Nothing there.
No, yet again.
And there's a good chance.
Yeah, it's all over now, I think, because last 5 seconds Telmakova just controls it, and it's all over for Van Snick. Van Snick, though, will come back down in the repechage final with a chance to fight for third place.
That was the #1 seed. Wasn't really the #1 seed performance, though, was it?
Well, she has been struggling. I have to say that definitely it's been hard for her the last few months for her to find the kind of form that we know that she has and she can produce. But again, like I say, it's just difficult. Another Olympic cycle, very difficult for some athletes to get the same kind of form that they are used to. I must admit, I mean, I felt it myself, you know, and I've done it. I've been there. On a third Olympic cycle, it can be difficult.
That's a good effort from Tamalkova. You've got two Israelis in there, Ariel Bezalel and Tamalkova now, causing some problems in that under 52 kilo category. Who have we got coming up next? Caroline Piankowska of Poland faces Adia Sambu-Solomon of Mongolia. It's Piankowska in the white judogi, Adia Sambu in blue.
Well, Piankowska, for me, is one of the ones that just non-stop action. I think she's going to really be a problem here for Adia Sambu.
The strangest set of circumstances could come about if Piankowska were to win this quarterfinal. And that strange set of circumstances would be Piankowska of Poland would face Tamalkova of Israel in the first semi-final. The second semi-final is between Ariel Bezalel of Israel and Agata Perenk of Poland.
There we go.
How often does that happen? Poland versus Israel in the semi-final and Poland versus Israel in the second semi-final. Can't remember ever having seen that before.
Well, they're out in force, that's for sure.
And on mat number 2 at the moment, you've got Anna Borowska of
Now then, that
Poland.
was a score.
Yeah.
That was that tied up the arm,
Yeah.
I think.
She was uncomfortable with that, but it's on the board. Adia Sambu-Solomon scored there.
She ties the arm up. That's the thing about the reverse Sianagi. It ties that arm up, and if you don't go,
you're going to hurt yourself.
well, you do. You get hurt.
You have to go. Adia Sambu leads with 2 minutes 40 odd left to go.
So now Piankowska gets a penalty. She says, "What for?" But
Gets on with it.
yeah. Tries the same. I'm not sure whether that was Yoko Temiwaza or an attempt at the Sianagi then. Well, Adia Sambu just tighten this down. That's another Wazari there. Adia Sambu does a nice Yoko Otoshi there. Gets a second Wazari. Starting to dominate this contest. I didn't think it was going to go this way, actually.
Yeah, Piankowska's got a bit of working out to do. She's got a variety of angles to come at you, has Adia Sambu, and they're not, this may sound funny, they're not typically women's techniques. I'm sure that she's practicing a lot with the fellas in Mongolia.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because those two techniques that she's brought off are both ones that you'd expect from lightweight male players. Wouldn't have been a surprise at all.
She's going to get a Wazari back here. I thought that was a Wazari there. She landed on her side, Adia Sambu, but
she was in trouble for a second.
Yeah, she was. And she wants to stand up.
Yeah, I bet
let me
she
stand
does.
up. Let me get on with it. I might just give a Wazari for that score because I thought Piankowska got it, but not counted. Now Piankowska comes forwards. She knows she got a minute to turn this around. But your special event might not happen.
No, I don't think. It was a bridge too far, that one. And that's why it hasn't happened before. The chances are slim. Two scores on the board with 30 seconds left to go. There's only one thing left for it now. A big Ippon to finish off.
Yoko Toshi again. This time, Adian Sambu.
I think he's refereed well. Ramzadin Saidov looks the part, doesn't he? The big man.
He does look the part, and he's just getting into it. You know,
Yeah.
it's the first time out. For people out there that don't know, a lot of the ex-fighters, great fighters, there's a series of them that have been fast-tracked through to the international. Well, they've been fast-tracked through, and how are your trousers? He wants him to get on with it. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was one of them.
He was the worst one, wasn't he? He was the worst one.
I was just going to say that. I remember him being someone who was bent over double.
He took the long way to the middle.
Yeah. And there he was saying rush. Oh, technique coinciding with time, Neil.
He doesn't know what to do.
I think that is technique coinciding with time.
They'll have a little look to see if the technique started before time.
Polish coach thinks it's Ippon. I like that. Technique coinciding with time.
It's either Ippon or nothing, of course. She gets it.
3, 2, 1. Yep, there's a second on the clock when she starts.
She gets it.
Yeah,
and she can't believe it, the Mongolian.
There's a second, and I want to freeze that so she can see that when she walks out.
Absolutely. Well, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to
show her.
Let her know.
There's a second on the clock.
On the clock.
Yeah, when she starts. Yeah, I'll just freeze it there, and when she comes out, she can have a look.
Well, she's very angry about it.
Well, she thinks that it was out of time, but we can show her different. Unfortunately for her.
Yes. So Sheldon just nipped off to show her that it was a second. There was a second to go. Next one up. So this is Nelson of Israel here in this quarterfinal match. Abel Kadyrova of Kazakhstan, her opponent. So Nelson Levy. Well, throwing all caution to the wind here with the attacks. Big right arm over the back and just attacking all the time. Almost went round the outside of the leg the wrong way there, Abel Kadyrova. Nelson of Israel could possibly be another semi-finalist here. Somebody's going to go here. Just get the feeling that it's going to be Abel Kadyrova. Now can she get the leg out? Might just get that leg out. She's going to work hard, tie up the top half if she can.
we've got a freeze frame shot on our laptop here, where the clock shows 1 second. Osai Komi is called here, where 1 second is left on the clock, and the Polish girl is starting her.
I know it's started.
Her Satemi Waza there, which finishes after the gong has gone. It takes that long, the gong comes and then the landing comes, and Adia Samba Solman hears things the way that she wants to hear them. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was not the way that it happened. And
it certainly wasn't.
Timna Nelson-Levy
goes through to the...
Yeah. So we are going to have that unusual Israel-Poland matchup after all.
Well, I'm not so sure, are we?
Yeah, it's done, mate. Yeah. Do you remember it was that last contest there that we needed?
Kilograms.
No, in the 52s now. We've got Perenk and Bezalel.
Indeed.
And we've got Piankowska, who just managed to throw Adia Samba Solman at the end, and Tamalkova. What a lineup. Right, who have we got coming on here? Guess who? On the right-hand side of your screen, you can recognise it, can't you?
Well, I'm going to make a...
Osai Komi prediction.
Well, prediction, small prediction here. I think it might be.
Katja Kaiser of Slovenia faces Sabrina Filzmerser of Austria. It'll be Kaiser in the white judogi, Filzmerser in blue. Neil's prediction is?
Filzmerser for a turn, and she might wrap up the arm, do a turnover into an Osai Komi.
Okay, let's have a look for that then. Little Satemi Waza to get them there, or a Maki Komi effort? Wants to go with, there's the Satemi Waza. And now here comes the, no, it's got the leg trap. Not going to stop her.
No, it's not going to stop her now. Now the double lapel turn into it.
Working. On the arm. Use that left leg for the flick over.
Well, we might go for the Juji first this time. She's going to apply pressure into the head away. Working hard, Filzmerser.
She's got that rocking motion to try and get the arm freed up.
Change it into the hold down situation. Watch this now. So as long as it's progressive here, the referee allow it to go on. Progressive and positive. And she definitely wants that leg out, Filzmerser.
Quite deep, isn't it? It's beginning to slide down the shin now.
It's going to come out now.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Wow. So a good bit of, a good bit of groundwork there from Filzmerser, and Kaiser just hangs on.
Gave her a few digs at it, didn't she, the referee?
She did.
This way, that way, that way.
She let it change, because it changed direction, and it was under control. But the main point of it was that she was progressive and she wanted it. She wanted to score.
Kaiser's turn to have a little dig on the ground. She had a look and then thought, no, I'll leave that.
Yeah. I won't do that one.
just in case I get magnetised to her she turns and I find out that I'm the one who's being attacked. Magnetised. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's incredible. Isn't that where opposites attract?
Magnetised. I'm not sure. I think there's some degree of attraction involved, yeah. I could have just made it up.
You could have. Well, Filzmerser now it's just going away from her. She needs to just do what she's always does and dominate the grips. Sumigaeshi, now the Kosoto, that's it. Oh, well, she dominated the grips there, didn't she? Massive Kosoto there from Filzmerser, puts her into the semi-final.
Wazari, come on, they could have given
Ippon for that. And this is the bad thing about this, is that she was in the position for the hold down. Look at this now. She was in the hold down there. She let it go to stand up, and her whole situation is lost. So this is one of the reasons that you have got to go into the hold down and you've got to hold it until the referee literally drags you off.
What do you think? If one or not?
Well, yeah, I mean, this was one of the discussions, wasn't it? I mean, if it lands and, you know, sometimes it doesn't land directly into the points of the shoulder, but when it does, you know, land all part of the same movement and it's controlled with the hands, then it needs to be in it.
I think that's a good one.
So, well, yeah.
I was okay with that. It's only at the end in that replay we think, oh, well, you know, this, that. No. She got thumped. Even the girl was like, yeah, okay, got thumped. Magnetized. There it is. Having the properties of a magnet.
Which is where
attracting iron or steel. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So what was it that we were talking about? Oh, yeah. It was whether Kaiser was afraid of becoming magnetized by Fils Mercer, who now picks up a penalty for passivity. Would you credit it?
So just coming up to the last 10 seconds of the contest. Here we go. And now Fitzmoser almost with Kosoto herself. Kaiser did the Kosoto. Fitzmoser tries to counter it with the Uchimata. Just needs to block out. She's got a second to go. Well, Fitzmoser goes through to the semi-final there against Levy of Israel.
Yeah, shall I let's take a look quickly at the under 57 kilo category semi-final lineup. Tima Nelson Levy of Israel will face Sabrina Filzmerzer of Austria. It'll be Giulia Caggiano of Italy, we haven't seen her yet, to face Anna Borowska of Poland. That's the semi-final lineup of the under 57 kilo category. Our hotel is not that far from here. If we wrap it up in 10 or 12 minutes, I'm back there, mate. Quick. Shoot off. So, on mat number 1, Baruch Shmailov of Israel to face Arta Tay of Kyrgyzstan. It's Shmailov in the white, Judogi Tay in blue. A happier coach and fighter you couldn't get. Filzmerzer.
Yes, he can get excitable,
intense,
can't he?
Yeah. Marco Schwitka. Right. Quarterfinals on both mats.
Well, Smilov here, Israel. Israel on a run at the moment. Tay looking for the drop Cianagi.
Should be able to manage it in 15 minutes, shouldn't we? Wrap things up. Couple of semi-finals. We do have some repechage contests as well, but I'm hopeful, as well as pretty cold.
Well, look how aggressive he is. My goodness me. Smilov there on top of him. Well, I think we're going to see a big score here from Smilov.
He's a really exciting fighter.
Well, he is. He can pull a technique out of nowhere, change the direction of a poor technique as well. So that's why I think something is going to happen here. As soon as he grips up. A little bit frustrated, just the grips, just tearing the grips away there, Tate.
Who's that over in the corner looking on behind the scoreboard? One of the fighters. Could be an Altansuk, I think. Yeah, Dovdon. I think that was. Making his way past us now.
Well, again, just a drop there, and he needs more rotation. So up to Tay now. Tay needs to... Well, he needs to get more rotation from his attacks, but he needs better gripping as well. Well, that's really against the run of play, isn't it? Shmylov here is the one that's going forwards. He's the one that's got 2 penalties on the board.
Crazy. Error in the last 50 seconds will do for him. Oh, couldn't come up with the feet. Almost got caught there as well. Nice bit of interplay there, one way and then the other. Odd seconds left to go. It doesn't rest on the penalty, so you don't have to worry too much about looking at the penalties at this stage. Shmylov, as long as he keeps attacking and doesn't commit an error, will be okay. Almost got countered there. Well, nothing's going to happen in this last 3 seconds. We'll now have the golden score period and go straight in there. What's the problem? Right, let's go. Here we go with the golden score period. They probably just wanted to set the scoreboard. That was okay. Well, now things do get a little bit difficult here because Shmylov can't afford another error. He's already picked up 2 penalties. So this will be it now. Just needs to raise his game a little bit here and make sure that he avoids getting caught. With a penalty, that is. Anything else, and I think it will be Shmylov. Oh. Tay was almost guilty there of falling on the arm. Not sure whether he was attempting a throw there, that's the thing. He falls on the arm here. Does he actually attempt to throw him with it? It's Shmylov who's attempting the technique. So it's an interesting point. You give Wacky Katami when they're attempting to throw. I wasn't that certain that it was Shmylov who is attempting the throwing technique. That's my point there. And I'm glad that they didn't give Hansokumake to Tay. It gives it, there is the appearance of a Wakigatami, but remember it's the intention to throw by Tori for which he's given the Hansokumake.
Well, the other thing is that Shmylov as well was doing the same thing to crack the grip off against the elbow, actually, but with no intention to throw, but to break the grip off. So it is a difficult one.
Well, that didn't look that clever, did it? That last effort there. It's just
it's all evens now.
Yeah.
Two penalties each.
Slightly better effort.
Well, this is anybody's match. Just depends on who wants it now. One more penalty up there, it'll be all over. Any score, of course, it's going to be all over. So we're nearly in, 2 minutes in now, golden score. Is to get through to the semi-final, Uchimata. Oh, and that was a close one from Tay as well.
Noah Minska has just won her repechage contest down on mat number 2. We've got a semi-final coming up on the adjoining mat. Milica Nikolic of Serbia faces Maria Pertskaya of Russia. That's in the under 48 kilo category. We'll go across there in a second, but I think that this one, with 2:22 already gone, is about to get wrapped up. Well, I hope so.
I think so. Any second now. It's anybody's match, really. Well, certainly the longest golden score we've seen in this tournament so
today,
far.
Yeah.
And it's all over. So he's going to lose this, and he knows it. Shmailov is going to lose it. Tay is going to go through.
Right, let's go down to mat number 2 then. Because on mat number 2, we've got the semi-final between Milica Nikolic of Serbia in the white judogi. She's up against Maria Pertskaya of Russia in blue. Pertskaya almost stepping up there with the Tsubame Gaeshi.
Yeah, well, already in the semi-final stage. Nikolic just searching for the grip. Pertskaya just waiting for the Ippon Seoinage opportunity. Now for the Newaza. Tries for the Juji. Just a little bit too high there, over the top of her opponent. First semi-final of this first day of competition here in Tashkent. Pertskaya definitely looking for the transfer and the transition into Newaza. That was a close one as well. She almost got countered. Nikolic there coming in for the Sodi. So both very open with their attacks. So Nikolic came into this as the number 2 seed. but it'll definitely be a surprise finalist if Podolskaya gets through here. And for sure, Podolskaya seems to be the dominant one, but it doesn't always go like that. Podolskaya, Uchimata. This is really going back and fro. Podolskaya's got a penalty up there, but well, I thought that it was all pretty even. Coming up to the last 30 seconds of this first 4 minutes.
Toshkent Grand-Prix 2017'ning ochilish marosimi 16:15'da bo'lib o'tadi. 17:00'da esa final bosqichi bo'ladi.
So this is definitely going to go into golden score, this semi-final.
Yeah, Podolskaya giving Nikolic a bit of trouble here. The number 2 seed from Serbia with the left hand heavily strapped up is into golden score now. They'd already gone 2 or 3 seconds and the clock was still running over. That's something that the referee's going to have to bear in mind when they want to rush the contest on. That's all well and good, but you know, it only takes 2 seconds for the scoreboard to roll round, so they should be aware of that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely
the clock's
right.
still going.
Yeah.
It's still going. It's called Mate. They're doing the hey, what's going on?
Well, they just forgot
What's happening to the scoreboard operator?
Yeah. So Nikolic gets it. She goes through. So she's in the final, number 2 seed. And here she is in the final.
Job done then. Got to where she wanted to be.
Yeah, not too happy about that. Just watched her walking off there. She's not too pleased with the way that she did it, but that's the way you have to do it sometimes.
Now we could go down to Yereb and Ganbold. Ganbold leads by Wazari, and then in the event that he finishes that in 30 seconds, then we'd have another repechage contest. So perhaps we should stay here on 2, because coming up after this will be Sharafuddin Lutfilayev of Uzbekistan and Islam Yashuev of Russia. I think they fancy watching that one, don't they?
Probably, yeah.
So what we'll do is we will stay here to have a look at this contest in the under 60 kilo category. It's already underway. It's a repechage contest. Right, it's a repechage contest between Albiakan Sharatov of Kazakhstan, and he's up against Rahimjon Subhanov of Uzbekistan. Sharatov in the white judogi, Subhanov in blue. There you go.
Fairly even so far. That was another one there. Again, attacking against this straight arm there. And we've seen it so often now, and that was actually executing a technique as well. Sometimes you can put pressure against the arm and you're not actually attempting a throw, but when you attempt to throw and the pressure goes against the arm, I think that's the difference. And he keeps doing it here, Sharatov.
Ganbo Kurlan has won his contest down on mat number 1. Where are we now? past. Rather hoping to have wrapped things up by now. Not quite. Still got a bit of time.
Looking for the Jujigatami here, Sharatov. Quite get the spin, needed to spin underneath. First penalty goes up there to Subanov. Well, he's attacking all over the place here, Sharatov.
I must have seen Ganbol curling a few weeks ago when you were out in Mongolia.
Yeah, no, I did, indeed.
He's a tough boy, he's tough.
Quite a few of them coming up, saying hello.
Single Shido against Tsubonov at the moment. A little over a minute and a half left to go. Jefferson Vieira is the referee in the middle for this one. Was one of the Rio Olympic Games staff. He worked on the control tables and stuff. Wasn't quite ready for the middle at that time. Who was it? The Brazilian referee that was Minikawa. Edison Minikawa was the referee that the Brazilians managed to get in there. You always want to have one of your own on the mat. That's nice if you've got the home games.
Absolutely. Can you imagine?
Well, I suppose, who was it that came the closest in London? Elaine Down, I think, probably came close to getting a selection. And 2 years out, I think she was in the frame, but it's not a given. You don't get it handed to you. Chance of a turnover here. Subanov.
Yeah, really he's going for this. He just needs to tip the balance a little bit there. That was very, very close there. Sharatov, if he'd have moved an inch the wrong way, he would have been over in that hold down. And it's Subanov that actually has the 2 penalties up there.
Tell you what, this little Nodira Gulova of Uzbekistan on mat 1 has just thrown Anastasia Pavlenka of Russia for Wazari. She's been throwing a few people this morning, Gulova.
.14 seconds left on the clock then, this repechage match. Don't forget, the winner of this will go through to fight the losing semi-finalist from the opposite side.
Gremlins are at work on our screen, unfortunately. A little bit of jumping around. Maybe they'll settle down. It did earlier on. They're both repechage contests. I'm just wondering who we've got coming up. That's the semi-final, Munkbat Urantsetseg or Sharafudin Lutfilayev. I hope they get things sorted out, because there'll be some rather unhappy people if we can't bring you Sharafudin Lutfilayev. Right, Sharatov leads by Wazari. 9 seconds left to go. And he's on his bike, as they say. He's going to pick up a penalty here.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get a penalty there. He can do 2, can't he? He can get 2 penalties. Did he get it?
Both feet, and a second one. Give him another. Yeah.
Well, this is against the spirit of judo now. And actually, there was talk that if it was so severe...
And he's gone again. And he went out... He went out a second before the end. Yeah, he went out a second before the end.
I agree with you. I think they should give it. Make an example here.
Right. Now, there's 2 reasons why he should get this. One, he went out a second before the end. And the second one is he'd already showed us he didn't want to fight.
No.
He'd been penalised twice already for avoiding to come to grips.
They've got to give it.
And they should give this.
Well, you know what? Just to show, send the message to everybody else, you can't run away. He ran away. It was a second before the end. Look at the clock.
Let's have a look to see the clock.
Yes. 2 feet out with 1 second to go. Not only that, it's against the spirit of judo. Give it. Give it. I saw Alexander Yaskovic there. No. Well, that didn't send the right message for me. I'm sorry, but it didn't. Did it to you?
He's in the process of going out when there's 1 second left on the clock. By the time that both feet are out, it's at 0. Technically, he hasn't infringed the rules. However, I'd have given it to him.
Well, you know, I would have been more severe, probably, giving him Hansakamaki for against the spirit of judo, but because it's not fighting. It's everything that we don't want. So look, Fuliev up here now in the semi-final. Yoshiev of Russia is opponent, and so the crowd just a little bit revved up now.
Well, especially after that, seeing Subonov go out on the back of someone who didn't want to fight.
Well, that's why you got to pass the message on. You have to. Don't for now, otherwise this will happen. I'm really surprised, but anyway.
Just wondering if he'd scored. Just going to have a quick look at that. The thing is, he had scored the Wazari and then he backed off. That doesn't give you the protection, though. That's the thing. You shouldn't be given protection on the back of,
So look, Fuliev coming forwards now, looking for the big score. Uchimata. I'm just looking now, just trying to show Sheldon that we've got Monkbat and Simonitsky of Hungary. Semi-final in the under 48. But we'll stay with Fuliev.
But give the home man,
yeah. It's always interesting, isn't it? But what a matchup that is.
We'll keep an eye on Chernovitsky and Monkbat. Those of you who are clever can open 2 screens. You know, in your browser, have double view. I know. Who is it in Austria? Ali Gemeiner does that. He said to me, "And when there are 4 mats, it's crazy."
Yeah, exactly.
he said one time they were in Paris, we had 5 mats there. He said he had one in the middle and then 4 in the corners and 1 in the middle, trying to watch all the judo.
I think it's all over. Monkbat's just thrown Simonitsky for Ippon, and it's all over.
Well, we're struggling down on 2 with that camera. I'm not sure what it is. Try this angle. See how that works.
Oh,
yes.
He's caught him. Oh, my goodness me. Yoshiev has caught him with Uchimata here. 1.5 minutes left in this semi-final, and all of a sudden now, look, Fuliev is down. Nice Uchimata as well.
It was a semi-final, wasn't it? So it'll be Chernovitsky to fight for bronze. She may yet be on the podium. On the way in, we were in the queue for visas, and I said, "Don't worry, you'll get the money back when you collect your prize money."
That didn't go down very well, did it?
Yeah, she'll be all right. Hopefully, she will get some prize money, but it won't be the top prize now. She can only manage bronze at best.
Oh, Uchimata this time. Look, Fuliev. Look, Fuliev are really opening up now. He's going to try and get a third Shido, I think, up for Yoshiev as well. Yoshiev will have to attack. Last 30 seconds. Well, of course, we want to see it decided on a score here. 26 seconds left. Those 4 seconds were the longest 4 seconds, I can tell you. This time it's Yoshiev that puts in the attack. Good match this is. This is a good semi-final. Lutfuliev comes forwards. Looking for that Kosoto, Lutfuliev. And Anuchimata again. Yoshiev doing good attacks. Nothing wrong with that. And it's all over. Yoshiev goes through. Good match.
You know,
he was a little bit.
He's the nearly man,
yeah,
he's just the nearly man. He's all, you know, he's always there or thereabouts, but he's going to miss out on the big prize here in the absence of their number one. And really, he would have fancied taking it here. And as Neil was saying, it's not, you know, the Russian A team that they've sent here. So to lose to the Russian is quite galling, I think, for Lutfuliev. He would have fancied his chances against Islam Yashuev, who turned out to be a really nice fighter.
Yeah, good.
You know?
Nice Uchimata as well that decided that.
They're having a good word, aren't they?
Well, you know, the thing is, agitated because it didn't quite work out the way he wanted it to. But in the end, he had to concede.
But it wasn't nasty or anything in the end. They had a chat, and Yashuev, I think, caught him accidentally and looked to apologise, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and at the end as well, by which time Lutfuliev had enough sorries. He was just wanted to get off the mat. He said, yeah, okay, we'll leave it this time.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right, on mat number 2, we have Petra Nareks of Slovenia. She's up against Aigunim Tutikova of Kazakhstan. Nareks in the white judogi, Tutikova in blue.
Well, made a big mistake in the previous round, Nareks.
Yeah, got dumped, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Big time. Ochigari. Tudikova now might find herself in trouble here. Turnover. Slovenian on top. Nareks, can she tie the top half up to take that leg out? Just had a wave from Andrei Sadaj up from the crowd. Now, of course, has been in Canada for a long time. So he's with the Canadian VI team, in charge of those. So they'll be competing on Monday in this tournament, an extra day added to this whole event.
Will you be on to cover that then?
I'm on to cover it, and was hoping that it would be a double act as normal, but my partner in crime is going to be zapping off back home.
To warmer climes.
Yeah. So all evens here. Minute 51, just over halfway. Well, I really am amazed at how many people in the stadium.
Yeah.
Just so many, and we're not even at the weekend yet, so I think we'll have more tomorrow as well.
Yeah, definitely. The cheers that you can hear from the adjoining mat. Talolov appears to be holding Sukrobokiev of Tajikistan. So we will see Talolov again. It will be in the bronze medal contest. He wins his repechage contest on mat number 1. Once that contest is over, we're going to see Doston Raziev of Uzbekistan up against Vugar Shirinli in the first of the semi-finals in the under 60 kilo category. Did we see? No, we saw one already. It was Lutfilayev losing out to Islam Yashuev in the first semi-final. The second semi-final is about to get underway down on mat number 1. I wonder if we should
I think
go down
so,
there.
for
Yeah,
the semi-final.
yeah.
Sure.
Right, we're going to go down to mat number 1. Talolov and Bokiev are just saying their goodbyes. And coming on to mat number 1 now will be Doston Raziev of Uzbekistan. He faces Vugar Shirinli of Azerbaijan. It'll be Raziev in the white judogi, Shirinli in blue.
So many good fighters at under 60 kilograms, haven't they, the Azerbaijan?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it stems from the cadets. You know, they're all developed very young. Look at that beautiful Sianagi there. I thought that was a score. I know what the referee's saying there, but for the rules as they are at the moment, should be a score. So he gets the score.
Yeah.
Bit of a bone of contention for me where that begins, I have to say. Where the Wazari begins, should I say. I think with every score you could always say where does it begin and where does it end, but then when it goes too much one way and not enough another way, then sometimes you can think that wasn't quite right. Well, that's interesting. Look, he's got the he's got his hand tucked into the belt. He's got it actually hooked in to the belt. I saw it last week as well, exactly the same in Zagreb, and they didn't get penalised for it. Something I meant to ask actually. Your own belt, I can kind of see that if you put your hand in your own belt, but not your opponent.
If that is the rule, they should be. They should be calling
that. Well, exactly. That's I remember that I just needed to ask about it. But I will. I'm going to go and ask.
Okay. That's what I like to see. Man of action. Shirinli leads by Wazari with 1:45 left to go. Caught the sleeves there. Wazari again. That'll be for Shirinli. 2 scores now for the Azeri over Dostan Raziev of Uzbekistan.
Semi-final for women under 52 kilo, tatami 2. In white for Slovenia, in white for Israel, Ariel Bezalel. In blue for Poland, Agata Perez.
A minute left to go. Shirinli leads. 2 scores on the board for the Azeri. A place in the final of a Grand Prix beckons. Well, that hasn't happened to him before, has it? And the verdict was?
Well, I just needed to be clear in my mind, you know, because it's twice now I've seen him get away with it, and so the referee commission, they just assured me that it's okay. Into your own belt, you break your own arm, it's up to you.
Okay.
Nice way of looking at it, isn't it? Yes.
I was saying that Vugar Shirinli had not previously featured in a Grand Prix final. If he wins it here, 20 odd seconds left to go, he's got 2 scores, he's looking reasonably comfortable. He had not previously featured in a Grand Prix final, and that is the case. However, he's got one better than me, and he's featured in a Grand Slam final.
Oh, right.
He was in the Grand Slam of the Baku Grand Slam in 2014, where he came up second best in that one.
Well, he goes number 1, not yet, but he's in the final, and like you said, so now it's a Grand Prix and a Grand Slam final that he will have been in.
He's working his way up there. It's taken him a little while, but he's working his way up there. Meanwhile, what was it? Was it Agata Perink of Poland? I think. Shirinli wins it anyway. Right, so let's have a look and see what's happening with the... Yeah, Agata Perink of Poland has defeated Ariel Bezalel of Israel. So it's Perink of Poland into that final, the under 52 kilo category. We're going to have the second semi-final, Bettina Temelkova of Israel to face Karolina Piankowska of Poland, down on mat 1, not too far away. We've got 2 repechage contests on the mat at the moment, so no need for us to go anywhere. The contest we're watching at the moment is Charlene van Snick of Belgium. She's up against Adia Sambu Solman of Mongolia. Van Snick in the white judogi, Adia Sambu in blue. So, well, a bit of judo.
Well,
left.
yeah, it wasn't going through quite as quickly as you thought, really, but was it? It just, I guess that at the moment, some of the matches are just going a little bit further into time. Van Snick.
I think that was wishful thinking on my part.
So.
Sorry, yeah. I misled
You
people.
might just have a normal lunch then.
No, mate, I'm going home. I'm off. 2 hours till 5 o'clock, so good time. 10 minutes in the little bus, isn't it? Oh, chance on the arm here.
Well,
Slip from Adia Sambu. You've got to finish from here.
Well, Van Snick, like I say, just not quite to a normal sharp self. Adia Sambu, a bit annoyed that I think she lost her previous semi-final, and so both of them a little bit out of sorts.
Have you had occasions when you'd lost the judo from that position?
Personally, no, but you know, and one of the reasons is that when I used to hook in, I'd hook into the elbow joint right from the very beginning, And one of the failings that people have with Judo Gatame is that they forget what they're actually after. And if you're not careful, you look for the role, or you look for the aesthetic look of what the technique should look like, rather than the physicality of it. And the brutality of it is that you're trying to attack the elbow joint. That's what you've got to do. You have to do it with as much force as you can.
Missed opportunity there, I think.
Missed.
Looked like a good chance.
I can demonstrate it a lot better than I can actually explain it.
Should leave that one for another occasion. Or you can go online and find many examples.
Hey, many examples.
You're not having one.
And there's a book.
2 minutes left to go. No score between Van Snick of Belgium in the white judogi and Nadia Sambou of Mongolia in blue. Finely balanced at the moment, with maybe Van Snick just shading things as Nadia Sambou appears to, or attempts to recover from the disappointment of having
She really was disappointed, wasn't she? She didn't like that at all.
Although it was perfectly correct, the decision. There was still a second. She only saw it once, and she was okay with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was she like when you
She
showed
was
her?
in tears.
Yes.
She was in tears. She genuinely thought that the technique had
happened after time.
However, the attempt of the technique happened with 1 second left on the clock, and the execution coincided with time.
Van Snick can't afford another penalty, that's for sure. Fighting for every little bit that she can. Van Snick almost gets scored on. Nadia Sambou, Kosoto managed to turn onto her front.
Need a couple of quick hip-ons here. We'll look for the little Yoko Tomoenagi. Did Nadia Sambou. That didn't come off. 3 o'clock it is.
Well, to be quite honest, that's what we are missing today, isn't it? You know, we haven't seen that many clean hip-ons.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any need to mate them there, to be honest. But gong is from the adjoining scoreboard, so don't worry about that. A rather stalled effort at Marote Seanagi from Charlene Van Snick there. Really didn't go anywhere. Hasn't got the same kind of movement that you'd normally expect from her.
No, it's lacking the aggression as well, because normally she's just so aggressive.
So a single Shido against Van Snick at the moment. That's all that's on the scoreboard as we go into golden score. Well, we've got 3 more semi-finals. Yeah, sorry, we've got one on mat 2 at the moment, and they've got one more. 4 actually. 4. Tamelko, Vern Piankowska, Nelson Levy, and Filtz Merzer. So I'm just wondering if we're going to. Yeah, we have to go to mat number 2 because there's a semi-final down there. Giulia Caggiano of Italy faces Anna Borowska of Poland. It's Caggiano in the white judogi, Borowska in blue. This is the first of the semi-finals in the under 57 kilo category. We will try to let you know what happens with Van Snick and Nadia Sambou. possible that Van Snick will pick up another penalty. I know it's Wazari, she's been thrown. Van Snick caught Adia Sambu, so just put a wrap on her day, I'm afraid.
Yeah, she looks disappointed.
Yeah.
Just can see her just to our left. Well, the Poles are having a really good tournament here. So many of them in the semi-finals, finals. Anna Borowska, sorry, here in blue.
Semi-final for women under 52 kilo. In white judogi for Israel, Bettina Temelkova. In blue judogi for Poland, Karolina Pienkowska.
Probably just ahead on the attacks, but Gagiano will play the tactics, that's for sure. Coming up to the halfway mark, no score in this match. The semi-final of the under 57 kilos category. Gagiano definitely has to do something here, and there she gets Shido for not attacking.
Wasn't that long ago that the Italians had the Olympic champion at under 57 kilos with Giulia Quintavalli.
She kept going for quite a bit, didn't she, Quintavalli?
They'd had a bronze medal at 52, I think, before that, and then they had the silver medal in the last Olympics when Kelmendi won the gold medal. So they've been, picking up Olympic medals in those lighter weights for a while. Beijing, London, Rio. Polish coach has been asked to take his leave.
He does get excited, he does, and now he's been asked to leave. He'll be devastated. Such a good guy. He is.
John is just ushering him out of the competition hall. He's sticking around. He's in that castle area down in the back there. I don't know if...
Mr. Jean.
Yeah.
He's your normal kind of bouncer, isn't he? 3-time world champion, Olympic champion.
Dalaj is still there. He'd be better off going up in the stands where he could see. He's bobbing around trying to look over people's shoulders, but he'd be better off going upstairs. I think he's making his way up there now.
Second penalty up there to Gagiano, and now all the hard work from Borowska all starting to work to pay off. First into the attack every time. One more penalty against Gagiano and it will be all over. Back to Borowska, and now it's 2-1 going into golden score.
Melkova in her semi-final in the under 52 kilo category leads Karolina Pinkowska with 38 seconds left to go. Got a bit of judo still to go on mat number 1. 2 just moving that little bit quicker. Only by 1 fight, however.
Nine seconds left. Oh, 9 seconds into golden score, sorry. Gagliano, 2 Shidos, and almost comes off the other shoulder there.
Poor old Marian Talaj. He's been told that he's got to leave the venue now.
Well, leave the down below.
Yeah. No, he's already been asked to leave the competition area, but he went up into the stands and began coaching. Well, you can't do that. So he's now been asked to exit the venue.
He's still there.
He's standing up there. He's saying, "I won't talk." And they're sending him up into the stands, up into the back.
Well, obviously, he just wants to see if his fighter gets through here. Anybody's match. He's just into the attack, just ahead of Gagliano. Gagliano will be trying to steal this match, that's for sure. It'll be against the run of play. Well, she got to be careful there. Gagliano almost trying to point to where she was being shimmied. It looked like she was submitting. It's a really close match between these two. Hard to decide. See, that wasn't a proper attack, was it? It was just no rotation.
Almost 2 minutes of golden score here. That was a good effort.
Yes, that was the best one so far. Right the way underneath. Well, if anybody plays it close to the line, it's always going to be the Italians.
They were attacked at the same time there.
But they both have been
Clash.
doing all the way through.
Yeah.
We're 2.5 minutes into golden score here. Both attempting the same flop and drops, really. That's going to be, oh, that was as close as. Lands on a front, breathes again.
That was a good little effort there. Oh, that was massive. Now that was a beauty. The best technique of the day.
Yeah, it was massive. It was huge. And why? Because she changed from left Cianagi. She went across to the other flank. Big Osoto what? To Oguruma. Soto Makikomi, call it what you want, but it was a huge ippon. And Gagliano will have nothing to say about that.
No questions there.
Oh, and somebody just up in the stands has just thrown a back somersault and a triple Buriani. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering whether that was just was Ari or not. Osoto. Beautiful Osoto
Yes.
off the grip.
Yeah.
Really was. She just took her, catches the lapel, then the Osoto goes in. And
Best of the day?
yeah, definitely, absolutely. Buries her.
Lovely. I mean, you look at it at speed. Oh. That was thumping. Absolutely thumping.
Thumping Osoto, Gary. Scores, wins the match.
Right, who have we got coming up next then? Dovdon Altansuk of Mongolia faces Kenneth van Gansbeker of Belgium. It's Dovdon in the white judogi, Van Gansbeker in blue. It's a repechage contest in the under 66 kilo category. We'll follow that with the last of the semi-finals there. Borovska coachless because Tajman has already been asked to leave the venue.
Yeah, won't be able to coach now.
In the final, she's now out on her feet there. She's sitting down not too far from us.
She's not going to look at you.
Well, in the under 57 kilo category, the Poles have got quite a history of lengthy contests. Borovska's young, up-and-coming teammate Natalia Kropska was the one involved in that contest in Chile in the under 57 kilo category that went into a third period of golden score. Not one, not two, but a third period of golden score. Terrific battle.
How much time?
Well, the first is 4 minutes. The next is 8 minutes. The third one was into 12 minutes odd.
Yes, of course, in the cadets.
Yeah,
In the cadet world championships.
they spent they spent a period of 22 minutes on the mat, all told. He's absolutely shattered walking out of the venue there.
So Van Gansbeek here just holding off, just managing to hold off Dovdon.
Too far away.
Yeah,
with
he
that.
needs to leave that. Yoko Tomai hasn't worked now. Just needs to leave it alone.
Welcome in white for Israel. 2016 European Championships bronze.
Semi-final just about to happen. Actually, I think we should go over to the semi-final.
We better do that
Mat
then.
1, Nelson Levy against Sabrina Fitzmoser. Fitzmoser is in blue.
Hey, we've moved.
We have.
You've scored.
Oh, look at this! Something's going to happen here now because this is the danger bit here. Looking for the big Kosoto, and they both do something from there. There's the Kosoto.
Yeah, Filzmoser didn't mind getting attacked because she wanted to come off the counter.
Yeah, she definitely did want to come off the counter, and now this is where she is strong here. This girl's going to have to be careful.
Just the head.
And Levy made a mistake there. She attacked Fitzmoser. If that head comes out, then Naoya Sakomi is going to be called. Well, she's got the Sangaku. Fitzmoser's going to come out of it.
I was going to say, it was almost a case of the bite a bit.
It really was. Because that went two ways. It was brilliant. Kosoto it starts with. Then she goes into the outside Komi. Fitzmoser latches onto the... Yeah, look at that.
Just manages to get the right arm down.
Just manages, yeah.
Just at the end there, that right arm comes away. And then that's how you know who's defending and who's attacking. You know, that arm stays on. They're looking for the turn. That arm comes off. They're looking to protect the landing. Nelson Levy's got Wazari on the board. So it's Filzmoser who trails here with 2:40 odd left to go.
And I think that leg's going to come out in a minute. If she can tie up the top half here, Nelson Levy.
It's difficult for Marco Spitka to say stand them up because he's normally the one who's asking for a greater degree of groundwork time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shoulder is giving some problems for Sabsi at the moment as she tries to See whether it's all in one piece or not.
She's such a gutsy lady. She really is.
Could be out and she'd still fight.
Well, Sabrina Fitzmoser, I mean, I heard some incredible stories of different challenges that she gives herself. This is one of them, to go through to the next Olympics. What an athlete as well, because she never looks overly tired either. Last week she was fighting and she didn't look overly tired in the later rounds.
Right arm over the back.
Yeah, that's
puts
hurting.
the pressure on. Yeah,
really is. That's not good, is it?
Just collapse there.
Still only one score in it. Nelson Levy of Israel just ahead here.
Almost fighting her with one arm.
Being backed up to the edge as well, Fitzmoser.
Got to come up with something. A couple of seconds of this and he's caught you. Yeah, he's got no choice. He's struggling. Both fighters pick up penalties for passivity. Suits Nelson Levy. Oh, almost with the Sasai there, falling off and losing her balance, and now Nelson Levy comes up with the counter right away. Second score on the board. Clever work from the Israeli.
Just caught her on the rebound, didn't she? She just caught her on the way up, and I think that's going to be it, because 8 seconds left. It's not going to be long enough.
Look at the clock, but she knows that she's done the job. A little tap there.
It's a good try.
Yeah. She wants to offer a hand up, but
he hasn't got a hand to give.
Shoulder is just hurting her.
Well, I will be surprised if she comes out fighting for the 3rd place.
On the brink of a Grand Prix final at a reasonably advanced age, as far as
still not giving it away.
No.
Good man.
Team Nelson Levy it is of Israel who makes her way into the final. We've got one more Israeli to look at, haven't we?
Yes.
And he's coming up next, Baruch Shmailov. He was the number one, well, he's the number 1 seed. He faces Andras Jereb of Slovenia. It's Shmailov in the white judogi, Jereb in blue.
Yeah, he started with a lot of promise in the previous round, but didn't quite happen. I thought, well, he's going to throw him any second now, but it didn't happen that way. Shmailov, though, he's a big thrower.
Johnny Hershko looks a little bit happier now.
Well, met to the winner in white for Mongolia,
Dovdan Altansuk has won his repechage contest, and he will be into the bronze medal contest. We've got a semi-final beginning on mat number 2. Let's go down to mat number 2. See what's happening down there in the under 66 kilo category. I think we're going to catch this right from the beginning. Neil, who's it that we've got down there? We've got Sardor Nuriliayev, sorry. Sardor Nuriliayev of Uzbekistan. He faces Dmitry Minkov of Belarus. It's Nuriliayev in the white judogi, Minkov in blue.
Last one on mat 2 of the prelim rounds.
Shmylov has just buried Yereb down on mat number 1 in the repechage contest. So there'll be one more contest down there. It'll be the second semi-final. Artur Tay of Kyrgyzstan will face Ganbol Kurlan. I'm not sure if we'll get to see any of that. Depends what happens here with Nuriliayev and Minkov.
That's it. Otherwise, Harry.
Look at Minkov, he thinks it's Ippon. He's signalling Ippon for himself.
Yeah.
What a man, eh?
I refereed myself very fairly.
He might be right, you know. Yeah.
Bump.
Yeah. So, Dmitry Minkov of Belarus wins out. So that means we can go down to mat number 1. Artur Tay of Kyrgyzstan faces Ganbol Kurlan of Mongolia. The contest has just got underway. There's no score yet. It's Tay in the white judogi, Ganbol in blue, and we've got 3 minutes and 40 odd seconds left to go. There you go.
Dear friends, this was the last contest on tatami 2 in the preliminaries.
Well, definitely walked out there, Ganbol. I feel I have to give something. They know they've got to stay within the area. The surprise, really. Just plugged away all day. Came through against, well, he had a bye in the first round. Came through against Olimov. And he was the winner over Shmylov of Israel. Here he is in his semi-final against Ganbol. Going for the shimmy waza. Ganbol, is he going to change it to the arm? Certainly, I think that's where I would go. Near the edge again, Tate. Just can't afford to get anywhere near it. Need to turn about a metre before the edge. Stay within the yellow. Uchimata. Beautiful Uchimata, Ganbol. One Shido each. Definitely it's Tay that's trying to get the arm over. Uchimata again. That's going to be a score. Wazari scored there to Gambold. Beautiful Uchimata. Didn't quite have the control of the upper part of the body. Is he going to just secure the hold now? Just needs to get his head down. Osai Komi and Kuzure Kamishiyokutami. This is going to be enough here. Just hold him for the 20 seconds. Seconds are nearly there. And Gambold Kurlan of Mongolia is going to go through to the final. So in the end, Tay couldn't do anything about it. Good persistent work from Gambold. Nice Uchimata set it up. And then the transition into Nirvana.
Right, we're going to just run through quickly our top 4 seeds, what happened to them, and our picks, and see if I can remember the under 57 kilo category. That's the only one I haven't filled out. But Tilolov and Lutfilayev, they were the number 1 and number 2 seeds. They've ended up in bronze medal matches. That's not that bad. Islam Yashuev, who came in here as a number 3 seed, he's up in the final. The only one to blow out, if you like, was Sukra Bokiev of Tajikistan. And then our pick, or one of our picks, was Vugar Shirinli of Azerbaijan. Made it to the final.
Good stuff. Did well.
In the under 66 kilo category, Shmailov, the number 1 seed, is in the bronze medal match. Dovdon Altunsuk in the bronze medal match. Dmitry Minkov in the final. Andras Yereb has finished up in 7th place, but it's Gambold Kurlan, our pick from this morning, into the final. So the 2 fellas that we picked as extras, both into their respective finals. Right, under 48 kilo category, Munkbat Uranseksek, the number 1 seed, she's into the final, as is the number 2 seed, Militia Nikolic. So that final is, as was stated, Noah Minsker of Israel is in the bronze medal match. Her teammate Shira Rishoni, she blew out, but we were able to replace her with Chernovitsky Ava. That was another pick of ours this morning. Right, under 52 kilo category, number 1 seed Charlene Van Snick, bronze medal match. Ariel Bezalel, the number 2 seed, bronze medal match. Agata Perink has gone one better, the number 3 seed. She's in the final. And Karolina Piankowska into the bronze medal match. Our pick this morning, Adia Sambu Solman, 7th place finish. We missed out on that one. Tima Nelson Levy into the final.
Into the final, yeah. Levy.
Nishanbayeva, she blew out. Posum, she blew out. Katya Kaiser also a blow out. So that one was a right turnaround there. Sabrina Filzmerzer, she is in the bronze medal match, but we're not sure if she's going to come out because she looked as though she had...
She looked injured, didn't she?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And in here, we had another Polish fighter. Who was that then? Karolina Piankowska? No, she was in the 52s. Who was it? Agata Perink. We saw her in the 52s. There was one in the 57s. Polish fighter.
Just looking now.
Anna Borowska.
That's what.
Yeah. Right, we'll be back in an hour and a half from now. From Neil and myself, it's bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.